What is up, morons? Welcome back to Schmooze. that got, that got him. It's the intro to literally every Wobbly Hang video. What's up, morons?
I respect that.
Yeah. So, I guess the guest's already revealed himself. I was, as always, we're joined by Gabe.
Hello.
And, Krypt Krusher.
Hello.
One of the biggest SkyTubers out there, currently.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. It's an honor.
So real.
Yeah. I would ask how are you, but we have been talking for 5 minutes before we actually started.
You're right.
I sat here and showed off my December.
Yeah.
For the record, that December was £80.
What?
Yeah.
That's not even much.
No, it isn't. That's the same I bought my green Chompy Mage for, funnily enough. The green Chompy Mage might be a bit. Yeah, it was a thing where the December was on auction, and then my dad was like, okay, let's just contact the seller and say like, and just offer a price, and then the seller just said sure.
My dad would have been like, why the hell are you buying that?
Yeah. My dad is just like, okay, I want you to have it'd be cool for you to have one of these really rare Skylanders, because I guess Robo and Chompy Mage don't count for that.
Bro ain't even talking about the flocked springtime trigger happy he has.
Holy shit! Yeah, that one's not in box, but yeah, that one was funny as hell. That was just in a random charity bundle.
Is that the one where like he doesn't have like the pattern on his face? It's just pink.
Yeah, it's just pink.
Yeah, he's fuzzy.
And is that rare?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's like hella rare.
I remember seeing that in a bundle. Cause this was at the point where I was completing my entire Skylanders collection. We were like looking through bundles, and I looked at the bundle, and it also had like a bunch of different Skylanders, but I didn't have like Excellent Weeruptor and okay, well I don't remember anyone else, but you're gonna have to take my word for it. And then I swear I looked at that Springtime Trigger Happy, and I was like, I swear to God that is the flopped one. My dad was like, no, don't be fucking silly. This is a charity bundle. Why would they have that? And then they did for some reason. I don't even know how that happened. Like, how did the charity shop come to even know? Like,
you know,
just want to know the sheen of it.
You get some crazy shit.
I guess some like mother like bought it for their kid. Like, just found their shop one day at local Toys R Us. And then
do you even buy those ones? I don't know how they came out.
No, there was like a contest for them, but I doubt that.
Yeah.
I doubt that someone would enter a contest for them and then take them out of the box and then give them away in a charity bundle.
I mean, if you're enough of a child and an uncaring enough of a mother about saving money, then maybe.
I guess so. Well, whoever yeah.
Is December your rarest figurine then? Would you say?
Yeah, I'd say so. I have every like normal variant Skylander, not counting like traps and creation crystals, and the silver Imaginite chest specifically.
Right. Yeah, I've got the blue one, but
I don't
have the other ones.
I've got the two blue ones.
Wait, they're both blue.
Yeah, there are two.
Yeah, they're.
I didn't know that they unlocked separate things until like, because I was gonna be like, well, I have two blue ones, I could sell one. And then I think Gabe was like, you idiot, don't do that. They're like different. They unlock different things. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they're different ass things.
Can you tell the difference between them, or are they?
Nah, they're identical. They're both just blue Imaginite.
I believe I remember people trying to figure this out at one point. I believe the like code on the bottom is like a different set of like numbers. Right. But I think that's the only difference.
Yeah.
I have the Lost Imaginite Mines one, and I have two gold ones. But
what would you say?
I've got no idea.
What would you say are the rarest Skylanders you own?
Apart from Robo and Wildstorm, probably my Macy's Day Eruptor. I know that's probably not even that rare.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Is it rare? I don't know.
I don't know. I forget it's a thing half the time. So
I mean, like, it's not actually a playable character, so like,
Yeah.
you could say that it's not really technically a Skylander, but
Technically not, but it's still cool.
yeah.
yeah.
If talking about stuff like that, I also have the Traptanium like collector box thing, where you open it up and you can store all your traps instead of the crappy plastic thing that comes with the starter pack. But
Like in the trailer.
yeah, like in the that one.
Ah.
It's not like an actual wooden box, but it gives off the appearance of one.
Yeah, no, I've just got like the tray, and it's completely broken. But
Oh yeah,
I've still-
Yeah.
you have it for more
Part
than
of
a
me-
year and then it's just ruined.
yeah.
Just because you told me about that box not actually being as cool as it was, part of me wants to be able to get good enough at woodworking to like fucking make that box. I think it'd be cool.
See, now that would be a sick video. Gabe, what would you say your rarest Skylander is? I guess Robo, right?
Yeah, probably just Robo.
Y-
I got
yes.
Robo for like $40 when he came out.
Wow.
Yeah, I went for £30, which is basically $40 every so. You either get lucky, fucking getting Robo immediately when he comes out, or you suffer for the rest of your life because you have to buy him for a lot. more.
Yeah. I was like the thing that really screwed me over was Wildstorm because I was waiting for Robo to come out. And everyone was like, "Oh, Robo's going to be super rare." And I was like, "All right, I got to stay on that." And then Wildstorm for a bit was just like $25, you know, fairly normal retail.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Oh, I can wait." And by the time I had waited enough, it was now, you know, 125, 200 at the time, and I was like, "Well,
Jesus. I got all of the senseis when they came because I'm gonna explain my Skylanders #my Skylanders story real quick. I played
Oh,
Spyro's
God.
Adventure and Giants a lot when I was a kid. Then Disney Infinity 1 came out. I kept switching between whether I wanted to collect that or Swap Force. I eventually stuck with Disney Infinity, collected those 3 games to their completion, and then those got cancelled. And then Imaginators was coming out, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I might as well get back into Skylanders, and then I collected all of that. I also bought Trap Team and Superchargers before that, and got some shit for that. And yeah, that's basically that. So my parents are really cool at just like completing the collections, because I'm pretty sure every new game that's come out, not counting variants, I've gotten every original figure.
Like in that year, or like.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, when I say every original figure, I don't mean I got the original versions. Like, I got Jingle Bell Chompy Mage instead of Green Chompy Mage at first, and that made Chompy Mage my mortal enemy for quite a while, but it's fine now.
Chompy Mage, like in my opinion, he's not even that good.
No, I hate Chompy
I don't
Mage.
know.
I hate Chompy Mage in Imaginators specifically. I love Chompy Mage in general, I hate him with the moveset.
He's just fine, you know.
Doesn't even use Enfuego Chompies or anything.
Yeah, no, like he doesn't even transform.
Yeah! His
That
Sky
could
Chi is
easily
a
been his
pogo.
Sky Chi. Yeah,
Just a-
exactly.
Yeah. Because like
Open
that's
Wildstorm are great though.
Yeah, they are quite fun. Yeah, I haven't played much of Imaginators, really. Yeah, Gabe, what are your chase variants? You don't really have any rare chase variants, do you?
I have like 4 chase variants. No, I have 5. I have 5 chase variants.
That's like color change, Washbuckler, color change, Gilgrunt,
Yeah.
Glow in the Dark Sonic Boom, right? That's one of them.
Yeah, Glow in the Dark Sonic Boom, Glow in the Dark Cinder, and then Pumpkin
Oh,
Eyebrow.
I was gonna guess the rest, but okay.
Yeah, screw you.
Alright, that makes sense. Krypt, what chase variants do you have?
Really just Glow in the Dark Cinder, that's it.
Oh, okay. Fair
Yeah, from
Fair enough.
yeah. I need to get like a proper, you know, like a proper chase variant at some point.
I'm pretty sure Glow in the Dark Cinder was my first chase variant when I was searching around after Disney Infinity got cancelled. I was searching around some of my dad's old boxes, and there were a bunch of Skylanders. Not many, but there were like a few, and Glow in the Dark Cinder was part of them. So just yeah.
The Gilgrunt from Giants was actually my first one because I got it when it like actually came out in like 2013.
The metallic one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I call
that's
him
cool.
Oil Spill Gil. He's my guy.
Oh,
Yeah, I love the name Oil Spill Gil.
I've called him that since I got him. That was like immediate name.
I also have Oil Spill Gil. He's quite cool. I also probably this isn't a Skylander, but one of the other coolest weird collectibles I have is I have the unreleased Peter Pan Disney Infinity figure because they were gonna keep adding to Disney Infinity 3.0 before it got cut short, and Peter Pan was gonna be one of them. Peter Pan never officially came out, but there were still some figures that were made, and I managed to get a hold of one. So
like it's usable or no?
nah, because the update isn't in the game. If they ever wanted to, they could
yeah.
update the game, and then I could play as him. But
Yeah, that's interesting.
maybe if they port Disney Infinity Gold Collection to like the Switch or something, but I doubt it.
Yeah, no, that's the thing about Toy Story Life. It's like it's really difficult to kind of remaster it. You know, like would you include the figurines? Would you just like remake the figurines, like redistribute them?
Yeah, what are we thinking about like a Skylanders Spyro's Adventure Giants remake in the future?
Yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
I think it would be cool, but
I feel like the main thing that would be like strange for me is like how would that like roster look? Because you know, with a lot of remakes, you can just be like, oh, it's the same characters, but like
you can't do
this
that.
whole thing with the series is that like everyone is usable in every game that came after. So it's like, do these ones count as coming after, or?
In my opinion, if you're doing an SSA Giants remake and you can't play as every character, it's not worth making it in general.
The problem with that is that like a lot of characters, like their movesets revolve around the jump buttons. So.
Yeah, I was also gonna say that. How would they do that? Because like Nightlight's whole thing is that if you jump and then you can like fly using that, but that's obviously not a thing you can do in SSA. So would they just cut all that out? I don't think they.
I mean, they could just like add a jump button.
They could.
I'm sure there's like some puzzles where you could just jump over them, but like you really could just realistically raise a wall a little bit, and then you no longer have that problem.
True.
Yeah, I think they have to go in and rework a lot of the puzzles.
Yeah.
The one problem with adding a jump button. I would much rather get a Skylanders 7 though, just a remake.
For sure.
A Skylanders 7 would be a lot cooler. I have no idea what they do, but in my opinion, it'd be cool to have like a storyline where you've left Skylands for so long that it's gone to complete another chaos.
Haha.
Ha ha ha! I literally couldn't think of a better word.
I feel like they don't like need a gimmick at this point.
Same, no, just do a bunch of cores.
Yeah, I feel like they've like spent long enough time where the gimmick at this point could just be, hey, we're back now.
Yeah. I wonder how they'd like incorporate like the Imaginators, because
yeah,
would they actually go through the effort of remaking the character creator?
My always thought with it, which is like I don't know if they'd remake like the creator itself, but you'd still be able to like this is like my ideal at least. You'd still be able to like use them, like you know how in Imaginators, like if you have a hat on from a previous game, it'll still be there in Imaginators.
So you can use the Imaginators, but you can't change them in any way.
Yeah, they just are there.
I'm fine with that personally.
Yeah, I'm chill with that.
What if it was a brand new crystal?
A brand new crystal.
Like.
I would assume it just like wouldn't work in the game.
I mean, they could make like a default kind of thing.
Yeah, you just like put it on. It's like Sir Hoodington. They just make like a default one for all the elements.
For Sir Hoodington, you get like Psy from Skylanders Academy. Let's go.
Oh shit.
I'm actually not a fan of Skylanders Academy.
I'm not a Super Academy fan, but I like Psy as an idea. I like him as a character. He's pretty neat.
I like Lou's voiced by Dan TDM. That was really random, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, Academy
I feel
had
like-
quite a few bad episodes. I think in the last season they brought it back a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
Mm.
Like season 1, I personally think that it's just not very good. But like it
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
got better like as the seasons went on.
Yeah, obviously it went like very kids show.
Yeah.
Which like, yeah, fair enough. It's a kids IP. I
Yeah.
just don't care.
Season 3, however, did give us the eye bleach that was Coco Bandicoot,
Forgot about that actually.
which might be the worst character redesign I've ever seen.
I think the worst thing is that I had like that was like the second time I had ever seen Coco, and I still knew something was wrong. I
Yeah.
had no idea what the original character looked like, and I was still like, no. There's no way Crash is that popular when there's a character that looks like that.
I have to pull this up. I haven't seen Academy Coco in a long time.
Lucky you. You know, like
Why am I doing this to myself?
like Gabe, you know, reboot Stinkfly
I
from
do
Ben.
know Reboot
Yeah,
Stinkfly.
Ben 10 reboot Stinkfly. It's just that, but okay, reboot Stinkfly is still worse in my opinion. At least Coco Bandicoot, you can still kind of assume it's Coco, just a really bad version. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
He's found him.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I see
yeah.
what you mean.
I will say I did not mind Crash Bandicoot talking. I didn't really have a problem with that. God,
I don't
Coco.
know.
I didn't super have a problem with it.
It's just a human with face paint.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
One thing I
I
did
feel
kind
like-
of hate is that like just like the kind of story revolving around that episode, like Spyro just trying to copy him. Like I just felt that was like just weird. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like the I don't have a problem with Crash talking in general, but I feel like the main problem is it didn't feel like that was Crash.
Yeah.
Like you can have Crash talk and still make him a fucking maniac, but he was just kind of some guy.
He was an Australian guy.
Yeah.
I don't mind it because I think it's not the first time he talked like that.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it's a thing where some people are gonna like it and some people aren't. It's like Mario in the Mario movie. A lot of people weren't keen on the idea. They brought it around, but for a while, a lot of people weren't keen on that. I think it's gonna be like how Link when they do the Zelda movie, because I think that's like officially in production.
Seriously.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw a thing that Zelda and Mario 2 are officially in production. So
Well, Mario 2 is a given.
yeah.
Definitely.
There's no way they weren't gonna do a Mario 2.
I think they have denied Zelda 2.
What, doing a sequel to Zelda?
No, I'm fucking dying apparently. They've like denied that Zelda's happening. They're like, oh no, we aren't making that.
I swear I saw somewhere that it was happening, and that it was going to be Illumination making it, which is quite worrying. But
Yeah, and then Chris was like, we have no plans to do that. So
I mean-
Illumination works for Mario, but it just wouldn't work for Zelda. So
yeah,
yeah,
there are some things that Illumination works for. Like, I'm fine if Illumination takes like Kirby. Illumination can do Kirby, that's fine. But like Zelda, Metroid, that doesn't work.
I don't even know if Illumination could do Kirby, because they could do like face value Kirby, but
Well, you're talking about
can you accurately represent a fucking cosmic horror, which is like the final boss of every one of those games?
I mean, I don't know, it depends, because for a big screen Kirby movie, they might just go in the direction of making DDD the main villain.
I mean, what was it like in the cartoon? Because like there was the cartoon, wasn't there?
Yeah, right back at
I
you.
think it was mostly DDD and Meta Knight then, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like his brand is a lot more specifically the cosmic horrors now.
Hmm.
I feel like his brand is just he's a big pink puff. He's a cute pink puffball.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they
mean,
could
like,
do it.
The most recent game is literally in an abandoned city.
Forgot about that game.
It is Kirby in the Forgotten Land, so
Oh, very true.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was a pretty good game, right? People really liked it.
Oh yeah, people like that game.
I think the Switch games haven't. I haven't really thought of a Switch game recently before Tears of the Kingdom that's really grabbed that many people. I guess like Scarlet and Violet kind of did, but not in the way that they want. Pokemon barely counts, and even Scarlet and Violet wasn't that good from a technical standpoint. So
yeah,
I agree with that.
We liked it. It's just it doesn't run very well.
In my opinion, it's a good game in terms of like story, in terms of gameplay mechanics. It's very good. It has the best story out of any Pokemon game, in my opinion. But it runs like trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be a good game on any other console, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Put Pokemon Scarlet and Violet running on PC and it's something a lot better.
That's the problem, is like it would be good by Nintendo standards, but then the all the other consoles that are like, this is a style, how dare you?
Yeah. I mean, we say this, but I want to get a PS5 as well, so.
I mean, yeah.
But that's mostly for Spider-Man.
Yeah, the game that has mostly a semi-realistic style.
Yeah. Yes. Spider-Man works. For me, it's not a thing of like I hate realistic styles in general. I think if you're like the first game in a series, and you're like trying to hook people, a realistic style is just boring.
Yeah.
Sure.
Spider-Man can get away with it because he's fucking Spider-Man, and he's gonna hook people no matter what.
You put Spider-Man in any style and you'll win. It's fucking Spider-Man.
As much as I would love to see a game in the style of like Spider-Verse, but that probably wouldn't happen. As cool as it would be.
Give me Spider-Man Hyrule Warriors.
Oh god. Big Hyrule Warriors fan over here.
Correct. Me. #1 Hyrule Warriors fan.
That might be true. Alright, well I guess we can, since we're on the topic of Nintendo, we can talk about the Direct that happened. When this video gets uploaded, I'm pretty sure it happened exactly a week ago. But today it happened like 2 days ago, I think.
I'm gonna be real.
Putting it on? Okay. Interesting.
I'm gonna be real. I think that was probably like the best Direct that I've experienced. Like, I'm not sure if, because like I only started watching them like a couple of years ago. I don't know if there was like any really good ones before that, but like personally, I think that this was just the best Direct that I've ever seen.
It was very good.
Very banger Direct.
I don't quite know if it's the best. Definitely has a chance to be up there. It's been a while since I've had like a lot of Nintendo game announcements where I'm like, oh, I actually do really want to play that.
No Metroid Prime 4 though, like what? That would have been like that icing on the cake.
It would have. I guess they didn't really have any. Did they have any Metroid?
No.
Yeah, Metroid was.
They had Samus in a box in Mario RPG.
Yeah. Basically,
if that counts.
If you were a Pokemon, a Mario, or a Pikmin fan, you ate good that Direct. You're satisfied. And I happen to be 2 out of 3 of those. I've actually never played a Pikmin game. I might get into it now, considering all 4 of them are on Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm actually so happy about that because I'm going on holiday on Monday, off to Tunisia for 2 weeks, and like I'm absolutely just gonna like on the plane. I'm just gonna be playing Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like best timing ever. Best timing.
I might. Yeah.
Pikmin looks cool. It's just one of those like Pikmin and Xenoblade are probably like the 2 ones that are up there that it's like those games look really neat. But also, I have far too many things to do to get into them right now.
To be honest with you, like Pikmin, like all 3 of the games are like fairly short, to be honest. It's just that they're like really highly replayable, but like just getting from like the start to the end is actually like only takes like about 5 hours. 6 hours.
I've watched Pikmin 3 specifically because my cousin has it, and I remember at like 2 in the morning he was playing it, and I fell asleep, and I woke up like 2 hours later, and he was on the final boss.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a short game, but it's so good.
I do really like how Nintendo's handling Pikmin. It feels like they're really just putting all of their cards into making Pikmin successful.
Yeah.
Which is great, because for a lot of years everyone was like, Pikmin 4, we need Pikmin 4. And they were like, alright, settle for Pikmin 3 Deluxe. And then everyone's like, no! And then they didn't announce Pikmin 4 anyway, so they're just a good ending.
I'm like, I've told this to Andre before, I'm really confused at where Nintendo goes from here, just generally in all of their series.
Like, okay, there are definitely a lot of series, I agree. Like, where do you go in Smash now? There's no way you can go. You can't go up, really go up anymore.
Yeah.
Because
you can like just add more to that game. You can't go down, because then it'll immediately just be a downgrade.
Yeah.
Like, if they made Smash 6, would they be able to keep all of the characters and add a bunch more? Like,
yeah.
There's just like a certain point.
Whether that would be realistic, but also doing anything less than that would just be like, well, because then we had a better one.
Because then for DLC or like whatever, people would just be asking for like or returning characters that got cut out.
Give me my main back.
Yeah, give me Piranha Plant back. Because if they do a Smash reboot, they sure as hell aren't keeping Plant around. The ideal ending for Smash, I think, is them to just keep porting Ultimate and adding more to it.
Yeah.
Like a significant amount more to make it worth buying again. But
yeah.
I imagine at some point they'll have to make a new one and probably reboot it. 'Cause I think if it gets too far into the future, and they're like Nintendo's like on their 6th console after the Switch, I can't imagine them just being like, all right, Smash Ultimate again.
Smash Ultimate, Ultimate Edition.
It like I've talked about this with like Andre. It's happened with Smash. It's kind of happening with Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like, you probably could do more with Mario Kart, but they've put so much into 8 at this point that I don't know, like,
I think
what else they're gonna do.
If you want to do more with Mario Kart, I think the only way you can really go up is by doing a fully fledged Nintendo kart, like everyone else is saying. Just having a Smash Bros. Big crossover style racing game.
I'm on the opinion that like they don't really like they just need to make new tracks and stuff, and then like I'll be satisfied. You know, like they don't like a big new gimmick or anything. They just need to make more Mario Kart, and I'll be happy.
Mario Kart and Smash are always going to be fun. I think Mario Kart specifically, I'm more fine with them making a new game and like cutting down on some of the tracks we got this game. Because it's not like this game has every returning track. There are still a lot that didn't make the cut, but
yeah,
I'm more fine with them just doing a new Mario Kart, making a lot of new tracks. Because like if you make a new Smash Bros, you can't just like remove a bunch of characters and add a bunch of new ones. Because then people are still gonna ask for the old ones because they have like distinct movesets and stuff. So people can live without old tracks.
Yeah.
They'll be a bit sad, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was doing just fine before Coconut Bowl showed up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm sure it started doing better, and the DLC was bought by a lot of people who wanted the Coconut Bowl, but it was doing quite good anyway. It was already the best-selling game on Switch. But other than those two, what else? Like,
yeah, like it's happened with those two. It happened with like ignoring that Nintendo completely forgot about this game. It happened with Animal Crossing, which like you get the entire map to customize now. It's sort of happening with Zelda. Like, I don't know how much fucking higher you're gonna go than what Tears of the Kingdom is. I mean, you could go like 2D Zelda direction, again, and do another 2D game.
I mean,
like, I don't know what's next for 3D Zelda. Mario's one of the only ones I could see that's like, you can do more from here.
With Animal Crossing, I think they definitely can go up, because I've seen a lot of Animal Crossing fans who aren't that satisfied with New Horizons. There are like
Well,
some
you
things
can-
that are missing and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can like go up in terms of just like things to do, which
Yeah.
is like the main thing I saw was it very quickly just sort of got dropped. But
Yeah.
I don't know in terms of like what you can customize and like how you can create. I don't know what else they could do.
They've done like a village now. They've done a city. They've done a whole island. Where do you go now? A country?
Yeah.
You can go to a bunch of different cities.
It becomes Plague Inc., but it's just Animal Crossing.
And then I think Zelda's weird because like, yeah, like Tears of the Kingdom is definitely like, apparently I haven't played it, but it's apparently like the best Zelda game. But like, the thing of Zelda is every Zelda game, unless it's like explicitly a sequel like Tears of the Kingdom, it just restarts and it starts in a different timeline. So they'll probably just do that again. I assume.
It's all like a weird interconnected timeline. It's strange.
Well, yeah, it's a weird interconnected timeline, but you're playing as a different Link every time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, but yeah. I know like probably the 2D Zeldas, like the ones where Toon Link is in, that might be the same Link. I don't know. And like I know Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time are both young Link.
Yeah, they're both Hero of Time.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that the next 3D Zelda is not going to be in like the Breath of the Wild style? It'll be something different.
I don't know.
I feel like it could be something. I haven't finished Tears of the Kingdom, so I don't know how that game wraps up. It kind of depends on that.
That's true.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like Breath of the Wild's thing, it feels like fine as like a pseudo trilogy, because Hyrule Warriors is in a weird gray area where like it gives you everything that a prequel is supposed to give. It puts you right up to like where Breath of the Wild's flashbacks say happen, and then it just kind of goes in its own direction and like splits off into its own offshoot timeline. So it like delivers everything you want in a prequel and then says, actually we can do this instead because there's still half the game to go.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a... I think if they do make a new... Well, not if they do. When they do make a new Zelda, I don't know if they'll... I want them to use the Breath of the Wild style, because it's beautiful, and it's a lot more than just... It's realistic. Good job. I think the only way I can see a big realistic Zelda happening from here is if Nintendo in the next console just decides to actually up the hardware and make it on level with PlayStation and Xbox, which knowing Nintendo, I doubt they'll do. They're just really bad at that for some reason.
I'm really bad at most things hardware-wise.
I don't know why. Like, I guess it's good for them. The Switch sells a lot, and they don't really need to worry about hardware that much because the Switch isn't that strong, but it can run a lot of games anyway. But,
yeah.
So yeah, I feel like ever since the Wii came out, like they've kind of had like the focus of like, let's make it cheap, you know, like the hardware doesn't have to be advanced. We just need like a, you know, like an interesting gimmick, you know, like the motion controls.
Yeah, they had motion controls and they tried the Wii U gamepad and that failed. And they like took that idea and said, okay, let's just make a console handheld, just a full console handheld, and that did really well.
They tried something, it failed, and then they doubled down and it succeeded.
You gotta respect it.
I never thought about it like that. That's true.
Yeah. I think there's a reason why like basically every good Wii U game has either gotten a sequel or been ported to Switch.
Yeah, for sure. Like the games are good. It's just
like Mario Kart 8, for example, is the Switch's best-selling game, and it's not even a Switch game.
That's true.
Which is still quite fun. I guess if you want to say the best-selling Switch game, I think that is Animal Crossing.
I thought it was Pokemon.
I don't think Pokemon. No. I'm saying like game made for Switch, the best game made for Switch. Because obviously Mario Kart is the best-selling. I don't think anyone's really going to top that. I don't know how Mario. I swear, like, every year Mario Kart keeps selling more and more, and it's so weird.
I think it's just like an easy thing to like, oh, you got a Switch, should give you Mario Kart.
It's like, I think if you buy a Switch, Mario Kart just goes hand in hand with it. You can't get a Switch and not get Mario Kart, unless you're gay for some reason.
I literally got my Wii U with Mario Kart 8 fucking embedded into the console.
Same.
So...
I mean, my one was used, but it was there. Well,
Yeah.
what? Not it was there. It is there. I could go play Mario Kart 8 right now if I wanted to on Wii U.
I think mine is on my brother's Wii U now, but
Hmm.
I don't have like anything on my Wii U, and now I can't because the eShop is dead.
Funnily enough, this whole like conversation, there are a lot of games that Nintendo have made that we don't really know if they can go higher. Funnily enough, their highest funded game, Pokemon, is the game right now that I'm really looking to get it to go higher.
Yeah, Pokemon and Mario are like the two. Ironically, they're two like mainstays. Are also like the two ones where I'm like, you could do more interesting things from here. Whereas like a bunch of other Nintendo series, I'm like, where do you theoretically go from here? Like you make them look better. But that's like a hardware thing. So like whatever the next console is, please have better graphical settings, please. I don't care too much about it because my eyes can't tell the difference anyway half the time. But please, just so I can stop hearing about it.
No, the thing with Mario is, I think Odyssey did a very good job. It definitely did a very good job, like, and it reached probably the full, or at least close to the full potential of a 3D Mario game. I think, to me, it's very, very strange that they didn't make a sequel. Maybe they are making a sequel, but if they
Save it
are,
for the next console.
they could. But
Yeah.
Super Mario Galaxy 2 came out on the Wii, just like Super Mario Galaxy 1. So it's weird that they've taken so long.
Yeah.
Then, like, even Mario 3D Land got a sequel in the way of 3D World. It feels like ever since Galaxy, they've just been making sequels to their 3D Marios, and then Odyssey just didn't get DLC, didn't get a sequel, got nothing.
I feel like it's late enough in the Switch's lifespan now that I feel like they would want to hold it off to be a launch title for whatever's next. Just because that's like, oh, have the new 3D Mario. It's like our big introductory thing.
How long do you think the Switch has left? Like, let's say, like, how long until the next console is revealed?
Either next year or very early the year 2025.
Yeah.
I don't think the Switch has that much left.
No.
They've basically put most of their series on the Switch now, and made like their best games ever.
Just because of how much they have done with the Switch, I feel like a lot of the software is going to stay the same. Like, I feel like it's all going to be... I feel like a lot of stuff is going to be backwards compatible for the Switch. At the very least, online is going to be. Like, I have... Yeah. Andre has heard me talk about this. I am hard set on online being, like, a thing that carries over. Because if that, like... If you are selling a $50 service and then don't carry all the perks from that over to whatever's next, then it wasn't really that worth it the whole time.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, to be fair, we've got it easy because we just pay, well, because we have a family subscription and we're all just paying our part. Yeah. Gabe hasn't paid his money.
We pay John $10 every year and then we have it.
Yeah, I went to England, I paid him £7.50 and then he was like, yeah, great. That's my Nintendo Switch Online paid for.
I gotta PayPal him at some point.
Yeah. I really hope when they make a new console, they do have backwards compatibility in terms of specific, like, even if it's just in terms of like cartridges. Like, I don't want to just throw out everything that all this. Well, not throw out, but I don't want all of my Switch games to be limited to just my Switch.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like when the Wii became Nintendo's most popular console, they capitalized on it for the Wii U. And maybe because of that, they're not going to do it this time, because it went horribly. But I don't think it was any fault of them trying to capitalize on the Wii. I think most people just weren't interested in the gimmick of the Wii U.
Yeah.
And
I feel like...
From what I've seen, the Wii U's, like, reveal and, like, lead up was just not good at all. They did not do much to advertise it.
I mean, they should not. Like, they should not have called it the Wii U. Definitely not. That was like their biggest mistake.
The whole thing with the Wii U was it just felt like another Wii. It's basically like they advertised it like an OLED. Basically, they were just like, "Hey, have another Wii that's slightly cooler." And you know, most people are like, "Well, we have a Wii, so who cares?"
Yeah.
And like, I feel like there's a difference of saying that than here is our next console. It can also play Switch games, by the way.
Do you think that it would be a dumb move to call it the Switch Pro or something along those lines?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't
definitely.
think it should be connected brand-wise to the Switch.
Yeah, just make a new
like,
a new name, and like you can make like change the appearance a bit, but I'd still love them to keep the console handheld vibe. I don't mind if
feel
they
like
don't, but it'd be cool.
I feel like they could still like have it as an element, like you can, but I don't think it should be the thing's still like main selling point. I think they should try to. I don't know what other like knowing Nintendo, they're gonna want to throw in like a weird gimmick. I don't know what they could do for that. Ironically enough, it's another one of those things where I don't know how Nintendo can go up from making a fucking main console that's handheld.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel
only-
like if they like
Sorry.
if they tried to set down like a big gimmick and didn't like try to do that, they could literally just make it like it has better graphics quality and can run like more things just better. And I feel like that's going to be enough for most people.
That's what I was gonna say. The only way I think they can really go up from the Switch is just to make a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Make a console that can legitimately like turn Pokemon into what people have always wanted it to be. Make Breath of the Wild even bigger. Just like just everything. And like
Make a
powerhouse.
PS5 that I can take to my friend's
Nintendo
house.
powerhouse.
They're making that.
That's a good name. That's a good name.
Nintendo Powerhouse. It could be.
I mean, it's catchy.
It is. Also, I like how we're talking about like Nintendo. If the next console has backwards compatibility, but that would also take away the whole purpose of porting Smash Ultimate. So.
Yeah, they could also like just update Smash Ultimate again, and
They
just be like,
could.
"This is an update released." I mean, like even if you wanted to like exclusively have it like on there, like just be like, "This is an update or like DLC released exclusively on this console," so like you have to get it if you want like these characters in Smash, you know.
I feel like it'd be weird for Nintendo not to have backwards compatibility because the Wii was backwards compatible with the GameCube. The Wii U was backwards compatible with the Wii. I can understand why the Switch wasn't backwards compatible with the Wii U, because how? Like, they had to remake
How
a lot
the
of
hell
Wii.
are you meant to do that?
Yeah, fucking the DS was backwards compatible with the GB with the Game Boy and all of that. The 3DS was backwards compatible with the DS. Like, it was just Nintendo loves backwards compatibility. It'd be weird if they didn't go down that road, because I think whatever they make on their next console surely wouldn't be that complicated to put Switch games on it.
When it's like when people were like, "Oh wow," when the Switch showed up and like didn't have any backwards compatibility, you know it's like a thing Nintendo usually does.
Yeah.
So it'd feel weird if they like continued the trend of just not doing it, because like I understand not doing it for this, because one, that sounds like hell to figure out, and two, obviously like the Switch just didn't really need it. It was like at the point where you could re-release a lot of those like older games, and like just add a few things or whatever, like they did a bunch of times, and it worked.
I
it
would
feel weird now.
I would still argue that the Switch's biggest mistake, or Nintendo's biggest mistake with the Switch, was not capitalizing on old games being on Switch. Because, like, I think whenever an old game comes to Switch, it is so much more hype than, like, it coming to anything else. Because the Switch, because people want to play those games portably. They just want to do that. Like, Pikmin being on Switch isn't that cool. Pikmin 1 and 2 being on Switch isn't that cool, because it's like, oh, it's back on a new console. It's cool because you can take it on the go now and play it wherever you want.
Yeah.
Like when you're going on holiday, for instance.
Yeah.
Who would do that?
Yeah, it's just like I think they should have capitalized on it. They did capitalize on it quite a bit. Like obviously, like the generations up to N64. Towards the end, they started capitalizing more on that, even if the subscription is still not worth it to a lot of people. I think, but there are still a lot of games like in the GameCube, Wii, not really Wii U. I can't really think of many Wii U games that didn't get ported over that deserved it.
Yeah.
At least not first-party
the-
Nintendo games.
Like the only one I like could think of that was like a big Nintendo Wii U thing that didn't get ported over was the first Splatoon,
Yeah.
and it has 2 sequels, one of which has basically everything the first Splatoon had.
Splatoon specifically probably didn't really. I think Splatoon is one of those series that I think they can go up from Splatoon. I'm not saying Splatoon 3 isn't impressive, but I think Splatoon is one of those series that is just like make a new game, add a bunch of new weapons, new maps, include a lot of the old stuff, and they make a new story mode. Boom, you got a new Splatoon, and Splatoon fans will go wild.
Splatoon 3 also has its flaws.
Does it?
Yeah. You probably haven't seen it. I don't know how into Splatoon Krypt is. So I don't know if he's seen it.
Played Splatoon
there was
2.
like a
But yeah, no.
Not Splatoon
I played
3.
2, but not 3. But I enjoyed Splatoon 2 a lot.
Yeah, obviously, like, people love 3. It's a great game. But a lot of the jokes with it is that, like, basically every new map they introduce is, like, a square in some way, or, like, a weird rectangle, or 2 rectangles offset from each other.
We did talk about that in the Wobbly Game video as well.
Yeah,
I remember you pointing out at one point.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's the 5th square map in a row. Yeah. A lot of them are just like a block. And like the original Splatoon, one of its like main things was it had like really weird fucking maps. And then like Splatoon 2 reeled that in a little bit, but still had like a lot of like interesting map designs.
Yeah.
And then 3, they like even the ones that were returning, they tweaked like just enough so it's just become 2 rectangles again.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So like I feel like the main thing they could do is just make better maps, have better map design, go back to like 2 or maybe even 1's design where it's just like a bunch of funky shit.
I'm trying to think because like what I was saying about like games that were on now trapped on GameCube and Wii that didn't make it over, and even like DS and 3DS. You got like Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, 2 games that like everyone's been begging for, and I was so sure that they were gonna arrive for the Zelda 35th anniversary, but they just didn't really feel like celebrating Zelda's 35th anniversary.
They were just like, why don't you have the one that people consistently call the worst one? With fast travel that is locked behind a piece of plastic.
Oh, that was so controversial. I remember that, yeah.
I didn't actually know that was a thing. What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Zelda and Loftwing amiibo is what unlocks fast travel.
Wait, is that a thing in the
bad.
original game?
No.
Oh, okay.
There just isn't fast travel in the
That's
original.
that's slightly better, but still.
Yeah. At the very least, they made that Zelda amiibo it was everywhere. I see it all the time, just shell forming everything. If they had done what they did with like past amiibo and made it like weirdly hard to find a lot of the time, it would have been like yikes. But at the very least, they made it heavily accessible.
To be fair,
they do with amiibos a lot better now.
I think we specifically cannot complain about this happening because we are literally fans of a series where you need the plastic in order to play the game. It's not a thing it's not a thing to unlock fast travel. Unless you're playing Superchargers or something, you have a Trap Team portal and you can play as your instant Spitfire. You need plastic or you starve.
Yeah.
You just served us an insane amount of clarity there.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking Twilight Princess and Wind Waker never made it over. You know what I think they should have done that would have been amazing? Just port every Pokemon game, or at least most Pokemon games, to Switch. Can you imagine Pokemon Home being usable in like all the old Pokemon games, and just transferring Pokemon left. That, in my opinion, would have been so cool. I know it's a lot to ask, but
again, why I think online should carry over, because a lot of those virtual console-esque, I know it's technically not virtual console, but you know, it's the same fucking difference.
Yeah.
Things, if they're just all like trapped on Switch, you have the same problem where people are like, we want to play all these old games on whatever this new console is, but you've effectively trapped them all on Switch behind a subscription service. And also, if you keep that subscription service on Switch, that's eventually going to end. And then where are all those NSO things going?
Yeah. I think, in my opinion, removing Virtual Console is one of the stupidest things they could have done. Even if you want to make the argument of NSO carrying over, a lot of, like, I think the PS4 and PS5 do, maybe even the PS3 and the PS4, when you buy things on the PlayStation Store and then you buy the next generation of consoles, they will just tell you, oh, you have the same account, you can just re-download these old games. And that's just, like, a lot cooler. And that's just what Nintendo should be doing if they like fans.
I understand, like, the NSO existing, because I feel like they really, especially with, like, what happened to the Wii U, I feel like they wanted a fresh, like, start. To just, like, alright, let's do this one again. Let's, like, start from square one and just do everything again.
Let's start from the beginning one last time.
Yeah.
Also, I'm still kind of salty that Super Mario Bros. 35 just ended.
Yeah,
that was weird. Why did they do that?
I don't know.
I still have it just downloaded.
Like, to an extent, I can understand. Like, from a business perspective, from a greedy perspective, I can understand limiting Super Mario 3D All Stars, because that's like, oh, FOMO, you don't want to miss out on this. Mario Bros. 35 was free. You didn't gain any money from making it like a limited time thing. You could have just kept it. Like,
well,
I don't know.
I think that was the problem, because the servers, like.
But
that's the same reason, like, Pac-Man 30 or 99 is going down, because, like, I guess I'm not, like.
I get that, but, like, from what, like, Arlo specifically, I remember him saying, like, if that's such a problem, just add paid DLC like Tetris 99 does. Because if anything has the same staying power as Tetris, it's Mario.
Yeah.
A lot of people that don't play Tetris 99 will play Mario 35.
Yeah.
Like, I would much rather play Mario Bros. 35 than Tetris 99.
Fair.
And most general audiences would as well, because Mario is just... I mean, Tetris is, like, this... Is it the second best-selling game of all time, now behind Minecraft?
I'm not sure, actually.
It's up there.
It is definitely up there, but Mario is just
top 5 at least.
Yeah. I remember Tetris 99 getting announced and all of us laughing at it. It's like, ha! Tetris Battle Royale? But it's still around.
I've only played like 10 minutes of it, but it's like fun.
It's fun.
It's Tetris.
Yeah, it's Tetris, but you're fighting against other people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There was another game I had in my head that should have gotten ported, but never did. Oh yeah, the other Metroid Prime games. It's really weird for them to remaster Metroid Prime 1, and then leave the other two games alone.
Sure, yeah.
Even if they don't want to remaster them, they should at least put them on Switch so that people aren't like buying Metroid Prime 4 and being like, well, I haven't played I haven't played half of the Metroid Prime games. Like, I don't know the story so far.
Yeah.
I don't know where the story's gone.
Yeah, when you leave it for that long, it's like, it's kind of difficult to pick up the games now.
Yeah, good. And it's not really a good thing to tell people. If you want to play Metroid Prime, just buy the old consoles.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
they don't wanna.
Especially now that it's like, because they had it on Wii U, and like, the problem with that is like the same problem as a lot of Pokemon now, where like the eShop is gone, so you can't buy, you know, all 3 of them for the like $20 that it was on there for some reason.
Yeah.
And also, it's like $200 on eBay right now. I've checked.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Also,
It might not be that expensive, but it was certainly up there.
Also, them ending eShops in general is just dumb. Just dumb and stupid.
I understand them not wanting to keep servers up, especially for the Wii U.
For the Wii U, I guess, but...
I don't think enough people are using a Wii U to justify keeping the servers up, because there just isn't enough money coming in from it.
And I guess if you say, like...
Yes, though.
And I guess if you sit there and say, like, oh, we're ending the eShops, and that suddenly means a lot of people are going to go onto the eShops and buy a shit ton before it ends. Yeah. It's another FOMO thing. You don't want to miss out on getting these games, because they're going to be gone forever.
Yeah, 3DS, though, is, like...
There's still a lot of good 3DS games. Because, like, Wii U, a lot of the games have been ported onto Switch now. Like, no offense to any Wii U games that died with the eShop, but I don't think we're missing all that much.
Yeah.
3DS, like, that's quite a bit.
3DS has half of gaming on it.
Yeah.
Like games like Mario Kart 7, like, still have, like a lot of people playing it online. Like, I checked, like, a couple of weeks ago, and, like, they've still got, like, decent servers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like packed servers.
Fucking Andre knows. Blaine. Blaine does Mario Kart 7 speedrunning.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's the thing, yeah.
I beat him in Mario Kart 7 once as a Shy Guy, and it's one of my greatest achievements.
Like, and also for starters, like, the two last Phoenix Wright games, they were eShop exclusive. Which, yeah, so, like, I think they were released on mobile, but then they got taken off. But for some reason, I can't remember why. Obviously now, it's like, whatever, they're getting, like, ported to everything, which is, thank God, that's great, because they're going to be in HD and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, for a bit, before that got announced, it was just, you just couldn't play Ace Attorney anymore. Just couldn't play those.
I think that's, like, the problem I have with people talking about, like, oh, just get rid of, like, physical games in general and we can just do full digital.
No.
Like, even if you want to, like, screw the whole, like, oh, people just like physical game collecting thing. What if that happens? What if that happens and several games are just gone forever?
Yeah. First of all, if you're gonna do that, like, you have to, like, every game is digital. Consoles are gonna have to become a lot more beefy, because digital games take up, like, sometimes 10 times the space of physical.
Yeah.
Like, people don't like sitting through downloads, so it's a lot easier to just plop in a physical game and go.
Yeah.
It's just, no, the physical versus digital debate is just stupid to me. Like, obviously, I like both of them existing. They're both very good options. But that's the thing, you can't just get rid of one of them. It would be a very bad decision for the whole industry if they just decided to get rid of it. Because, like, the PS5 and maybe the Xbox, did the Xbox make a digital only version like the PS5 did?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, but the PS5 made the only digital version, and I'm pretty sure literally everyone is just like, no, we're just gonna get the physical, the one that where we can play
people with the digital only version, but
I don't know. The people I've talked to have said that physical, the one with the discs, so it's the better one. Because don't they both have the same amount of memory? Which
I don't know enough about it to know that, but sounds about right.
Because I think if they do, that's very dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know, very, very strange. I think they need to coexist.
Yeah.
Any other games you want to bring up from the trapped on GameCube, Wii, and DS and all that?
I mean, I guess I just find it weird, right? That Kirby's Epic Yarn, like, came to like the 3DS like a week. Okay, well, maybe not a week, but like in like the months before the 3DS basically stopped receiving games. I just found that really weird.
There were some games that they
a last minute port. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, don't you remember when they made like Bowser's Inside Story remake for the 3DS?
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure that because the Switch was like in full force at that point, that's what bankrupted the company because the game did so bad.
Damn.
Oh, no.
And it's like, I feel bad for them, but at the same time, what do you think was gonna happen? That console can already play Bowser's Inside Story. It's not the newest console anymore. Just make Bowser's Inside Story for the Switch.
Yeah.
They haven't made a Mario and Luigi game on the Switch yet, have they?
No, they have. You can play Mario and Luigi on like the GBA on NSO thing, but that's the most you can do.
Yeah, the like company that they outsourced to make the Mario and Luigi games, like Andre said, it just went bankrupt because of that.
Yeah.
Oh, like completely.
Yeah, the company does not
They don't
exist.
exist anymore.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh.
Yeah. Also, didn't the Luigi's Mansion remake get announced? Like.
Yeah,
when
Dark Moon. Not.
Yeah,
not
Luigi's
the first
Mansion
game.
2.
Yeah, that's weird.
Wait, was Luigi's Mansion 2 the one announced while the Switch was happening? No, not the one in the Direct. That's not what I'm saying. Just.
Oh.
I'm saying like the Luigi's Mansion 3DS remake. I'm pretty sure was announced when the Switch was already happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
Which is, yeah, that's another one that they should add to Switch. Luigi's Mansion 1. They're adding Luigi's Mansion 2. I see no reason not to add the first one now.
That's like if they just had Pikmin 2.
Yeah.
You can't play Pikmin 2.
That would be so weird.
It's the same thing, really.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
because I don't think Luigi's Mansion 2 was I think Luigi's Mansion 2 has a smaller fan base.
Yeah, and it's a bit like a cult classic kind of thing.
Yeah, like a lot of people didn't enjoy it. John likes it. He thinks it's better than 3. According to John, the Luigi's Mansion games get worse.
I've heard very few people talk about Luigi's Mansion in general. I'm pretty sure Ape does not like it, and that is the most I know about it.
Also, can we talk about how Mario sports games, and I guess we can also lump Nintendo Switch Sports, have been awful on Switch? Just absolutely terrible.
I'm gonna be honest. I've got a soft spot for Tennis Aces. Like, people don't seem to like that game, but I thought it was like just pretty solid.
I feel like
go on.
Tennis Aces got like the best hand out of the Switch sports games, in that it was early, so they didn't decide, hey, we're going to try the strategy where we release a very bare bones game immediately and then add a few things later when people have already stopped caring. Aces just kind of missed that mark, and so it survived, and all the other ones since then have been like,
Like, you know how impressive it is for the entire Switch lifespan, people to be begging for Mario Strikers, and a Mario Strikers to release, and nobody cares. It's not even
so bad though.
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know if it was like a bad game. I think it was just so boring. There was nothing to talk about.
It had one game mode.
It was just a downgrade from the Wii version, for sure.
From what I've seen of the Wii version, not from what I've seen, or from what I've played, it just has so much personality. But the Switch one...
You downgrade from a Wii game, bro.
I know.
Honestly impressive.
I don't know, ask XPEC as far as adventure.
Oh shit, you're right.
Damn. We're going there.
We're hidden. We're going there. We're hidden deep.
What was the first Nintendo game to really adopt that kind of strategy of releasing a game that's nowhere near finished? I wonder.
Well, I thought it was Tennis Aces, but if it's not Tennis Aces, then I can only assume it might have been Mario Golf. It might have been.
That was quite recent though, wasn't it? That was like a year.
That was like a year or two ago. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because the ones that come to mind are Mario Golf, Nintendo Switch Sports, and Mario Strikers. Because they're the ones that all use that strategy. Unless there's another Mario
I
game.
feel like those are the three. Obviously, they're more recent. Those are the ones where it got bad.
Yeah.
I never played it, but like I think some people were saying that like Kirby Star Allies was similar. I'm not sure about that though.
I think it was. Yeah, I think
Kirby-
they just
Yeah.
it was way too easy, and like, and then they just added like a bunch of characters later on. People were like, oh, okay, doesn't really fix much. What were you gonna say, Gabe?
Kirby seemingly ended on a high note though with Forgotten Land.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the last big Switch game for Kirby.
Kirby sort of got out of it because they had Forgotten Land last year, and then this year they released the Return to Dreamland remake.
True. Yeah.
Why did
Was it a
they?
remake or a remaster? I don't know.
Why did they just completely ignore Donkey Kong? They had Donkey Kong. They had the port of Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. They did not feel like giving him anything else.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, at least he got the port. Then you have like Star Fox, which got nothing, unless you count like Starlink Battle for Atlas, which I don't.
I think that's the death of. I think that's the death of Star Fox. Gotta be honest with you.
Yeah.
It might.
I completely forgot about Star Fox. Even when we're talking about like Nintendo franchises, it just Star Fox did not come to mind at all.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I feel like
Sorry.
the fact that they put Star Fox in a different game entirely, and that game still failed hard enough that like its main selling point bailed out halfway through. I feel like that's kind of the death of it. If it can't draw people to another franchise enough to at least like pay attention to it, I don't think it's people care about it enough.
The main thing because I think I can kind of see a hint of Nintendo's strategy right now. Last year, I feel like they leaned heavily on. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, or maybe just the last 2 years in general. They leaned heavily on Metroid. They were like, okay, we're gonna have Metroid Dread. We're gonna have Metroid Prime 1 get remastered on Switch. Metroid Prime 4 is obviously in development. We're just gonna make sure that people care about Metroid again. And then this year, they've obviously done the same with Pikmin. I feel like what they might be doing is they might just be taking a look at their old series and being like, okay, what can we bring back and like really make sure people care about it? Because like I think with Mario and Zelda and Splatoon and all that, they've kind of reached the peak now, and they're kind of realizing we have to do other things now. So they're looking at their other games that aren't as popular, and they're like, we can put a new spin on this, we can attract new fans, and obviously the old fans that like these series are gonna just eat this up. And they're gonna get other people interested. So, yeah.
Star Fox has always inhabited like a weird section of my brain, because like when I was a kid and I didn't know like a ton about Nintendo, I didn't even know Pokemon was Nintendo, so this like wasn't included in.
You didn't know Pokemon was Nintendo?
Well, it's like sort of its own thing.
I guess
I didn't know enough about Pokemon other than the anime. Like I knew it had games, but I thought the anime was like the main thing when I was a kid.
Damn. Okay. Fair enough.
It was like the anime and the cards were like the two things that everybody talked about when I was a kid. But I think like the main three things when it was like, you know, obviously the Wii U, or not the Wii U, the Wii came out like 2006 when I was like 2. The like main things people talked about, at least from what I remember with Nintendo, was like Mario, Zelda, and Star Fox was like the main three that I like, heard about a lot. And so it feels weird that I like associate these three, and you know, two of them are they're big like fucking super you know, they're constantly getting new stuff, they constantly are getting love, and then Star Fox is just there.
Yeah. You know what game I remembered just a bit ago, and I was like, this actually might be the game I'm the most sad hasn't gotten ported to Switch. Kid Icarus Uprising.
Fuck.
From what I've heard, Kid Icarus Uprising was great. And I would have loved to see more Kid Icarus games. I would have loved to see Kid Icarus come back to being like, and then it's just like one of the mainstay Nintendo franchises alongside everyone else.
Yeah, my two like games that obviously people talk about, these games that like Nintendo sort of dropped that I feel like it's really weird aren't on Switch just like at all. are
Yeah.
like that one, and then like F-Zero GX.
F-Zero not being on Switch in any way is a crime.
I mean, at least Mario Kart 8 has it.
Yeah, it has a track.
2.
It does have.
Oh, does it? It has,
It has
second one?
Big
I
Blue
don't
and
actually have 8 Deluxe. So.
Big Blue and Mew City, and it has like the Blue Falcon as a
Ah.
vehicle, and Captain Falcon Mii costume if you have a Captain Falcon amiibo. It's like
Better than nothing, I guess.
they want to give F-Zero fans kind of a thing to say. We do know that this exists. We'll throw you a bone, but they don't want to give them their own game yet.
They'll throw you a bone, but it's the bone of a rat.
Yeah, it's like that's one way to put it. I think from what I've heard, it's been a thing of they said that they would only make a new F-Zero if they had any good ideas for it. I guess they just don't. Which is weird because at this point, I feel like you could just make a new F-Zero and people would get it because it's a new F-Zero.
Yeah, it's the same thing as like what I said with Skylanders earlier, but more. Just make another one. It's been long enough that people will buy it because it's another one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, also bring back Chibi Robo. That's one.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh dear, they have to tread lightly with that one. As long as it's
Just
like
not
the 3D ones.
Ziplash.
Yeah.
Bro,
Has to be the 3D.
I watched the Scott the Woz video on Chibi Robo. Chibi Robo's so history. Every single game that he's had, when you look at it, it's so sad. The original Chibi Robo was released on GameCube at the end of its lifespan when we were going into the Wii, and the GameCube wasn't a big success either, by the way. So like that was already bad. It got ported to Wii only in Japan. It had like a 3DS game that was exclusive to Walmart.
Or whatever.
I think it was like Photo Finder or something. I think it was like a Walmart exclusive or some shit like that.
The hell?
And then it got Ziplash, where they were like, "All right, you better buy this game, or we're never doing Chibi Robo again." And it was a shit game. So
Yeah,
they
Do you think Scott the Woz might have like single-handedly killed Chibi Robo's chance at like a new game?
I think if anything, Scott the Woz might have gotten more people interested. Maybe Nintendo might now listen.
Yeah, true.
It would be really funny if Nintendo didn't make a new Chibi Robo game to spite Scott the Woz specifically, but I don't
It's like
think
the
they
same
would.
thing again. Like the same 2D game. It's just as terrible as the last one.
Yeah, God, please,
Yeah.
no.
Ziplash 2. The only thing that changes is Chibi Robo is slightly smaller on the screen, so you can't see what you're doing.
The
Chibi
final,
Robo Zip Lash. More zip, more lash.
the final Switch Direct ever. They announced that they're porting Ziplash to the Switch, and that is
Oh,
it.
imagine.
The riots that would
And
occur.
then the eShop closes the next day. It was an eShop
Yeah.
exclusive.
They port every Chibi Robo game to Switch like 10 minutes before the eShop closes.
Yeah.
How have we not talked about Super Mario Bros. Wonder yet?
That's true.
I'm so
Oh,
excited
fuck.
for that. Like,
It
it feels like the 2D Mario Renaissance, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I'm quite excited for them to, because I like 2D Mario. It's good, but I'm gonna wait and see what the reviews say before I buy it, because like 2D Mario is good, but it's like a fun little distraction. It's not something that I usually get invested in. I'm excited for them to make Super Mario Maker free and have that style be in, because that's gonna be beautiful to see custom levels made for.
True.
I have not played a lot of 2D Mario just because like I only really got into Nintendo stuff with Switch.
Same.
Yeah, I know Andre's sort of in that boat too.
I got into
So I
Nintendo
have-
stuff. Did I get into Nintendo stuff before or after you?
I like started paying more attention to the Switch. Literally the exact second Plant got revealed because I was watching that live, and as soon as I saw Piranha Plant Smash Fighter, I was like, I need to pay more attention to this company. This is amazing.
I think I don't know. I might have gotten the Switch before then, but I didn't start. If it makes sense, I didn't start caring about Nintendo until like Joker. I remember specifically the day that Smash clicked for me was like I liked Smash, But the day that Smash became like my most hype-worthy game was the day that they uploaded like not the Joker reveal trailer from the Game Awards, but the Joker showcase, and they like showed off all his moves and stuff and all he was coming with. I was like, this is so
like
sick.
3 months later.
Yes, like 3 months later. Because like I was kind of into Smash and I liked keeping up with it a bit, but that was what made me realize this might be in my top 3 favorite games. Yeah.
I think like getting into Nintendo just made me get into like games in general. Because I'm gonna be real, I had a Wii, I had a Wii U. I literally only got a Wii U because Superchargers was on it.
Yeah.
I played Skylanders and a bunch of Lego games, and that was it. And like, I remember when Julian, because Julian watches the Game Awards, Julian told me about Joker getting in, and I was like, you mean like Batman? Like
Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember opening up my Switch and seeing the news thing saying Joker joined Smash Bros. I was like, what? He did? Why?
Yeah, wait a minute.
That's like the Travis Scott me for the fighter.
Oh my god.
That's a throwback. That's a throwback.
Yeah.
I
think what
Sorry, go on.
actually pushed me over to get a Switch was Pokemon. Because me and Julian had our big plan to both play at opening day, and then Target said, actually, what if our pre-orders don't give you things the first day? That'd be neat, wouldn't it?
I remember I think what pushed me over, it wasn't even anything interesting. I think I just wanted a new console, and I was looking at the newest consoles. I was like, okay, I could get a PS4, and I was weighing up the possibilities. I was like, it's got a few good games, it's got like Detroit Become Human, that's probably pretty cool. I can like stream directly from the PS4, that's neat. The Xbox One wasn't really ever a consideration. And then the Switch, I was like, okay, well, this is a handheld, first of all. That's sick as hell. It's like, I had played Undertale at this point, but it was on PC. And I was like, this one has like an exclusive boss fight, and it's really cool, so I kind of want this. And then it's like, this one also has Crash. Like, I wanted to get a PS4 for that, but then it got ported to Switch, so yeah, I could get Crash here. And then I think the thing that really tipped me over, funnily enough, was Skylanders Imaginators. Because I was like, I could just scan my Skylanders in and just take them wherever I want. That's cool as hell. It ended up being lame as hell, but whatever.
Yeah. Little did you know it was a fucking line.
Yeah. Little did I know that I was gonna buy it, and then like a year later, it's gonna be one of the rarest Switch games, apparently.
Yeah.
Why is that even a
I
thing?
can't believe I bought that for like £110.
I bought it for like 40.
Just to play as Bowser.
That was like, oh my god, yeah, that was one of the other reasons I wanted it. Did you jog my memory? Yeah, that was one of the other reasons I wanted it. I was like, I just want to play as these guys.
Yeah, I mean, they are great, honestly. They are like probably like my 2 favorite superchargers.
I haven't played much as DK, but I've played as Bowser, and I love Bowser.
So,
meanwhile, me over here, having played like the entire Supercharger's lifespan, not caring about the vehicles at all, and basically only having the barrel blaster.
Damn. Did you know that one of the main reasons I bought a Wii U was specifically because I wanted to use the Clown Cruiser and the barrel blaster? And Imaginators on Switch removed the racing
just the
mode.
vehicles.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't want to just have these and never get to use them.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Yeah, and then for some reason, Imaginators removed the racing mode. So dumb.
Yeah. And they put in SSA 3DS guy.
Yeah, which they could have put him
God,
anywhere else, but.
And he doesn't even have like a voice actor.
He doesn't.
So just text.
Yeah,
The text
he's
just appears on the
there.
screen.
That's so weird.
It is.
It's like uncanny. It was kind of creepy actually.
If they make a new Skylanders, they better nerf like the senseis and stuff, because Imaginators was. Because like every Skylanders game has the appeal of you can take your Skylanders and play them in this new game. Imaginators technically had that appeal. It's just your Skylanders are weak as shit.
Yeah, Yeah, that sucked.
It was like
I think it's like I agree the sensei nerf. I feel like it's less. I've said this before. It's less that they made them weak. It's that they power scaled everything else out
yeah,
of their league.
yeah.
I mean, like, I would say that Imaginators is objectively the easiest game because you can get like your Imaginators to like level 64 and like you'll just
Oh, yeah.
kill everything instantly.
Nightmare
I
mode.
swear the highest is 59.
Is it?
I'm pretty.
I'm pretty sure it's 64 because variants count or stuff like that.
Yeah, it's 64 would also make sense. It's either 64 or 59 because I know it was supposed to be like, you know, an even multiple of 5, but then Heartbreaker fucking pieced out.
Hang on.
Do
I'll
versions
search it
of does Heartbreaker Buckshot like exist in the wild?
There is figurines of them, yeah.
Yeah,
don't know
I
how
think
many.
we know of about 14 of them.
Wow.
I think we know that 14 exist because it's like a prototype batch of them that we know happened.
It's like my Peter Pan.
Yeah.
They were made, but like
Yeah.
You can't-
My friend Pirate Dad almost got one, and then Activision said, "Hey, is that a Heartbreaker Buckshot listing on eBay? Time to kill."
Aw.
Oh, I remember that, yeah. I
Yeah.
remember. And then like the auction got taken down or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucked because I was like, I remember like talking to Pirate Dad, and he had like, he made a custom like, you know where they usually, fair enough.
Yeah, 64.
Fair enough. You know how they usually, you know where they usually keep like guitars and stuff in that like weird felt like padding thing in like a case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made one of those for Heartbreaker Buckshot.
Oh.
And so, like, when it didn't go through, I was like, damn, that sucks.
That's painful.
That
I mean,
is-
you
Yeah.
could just use it for your regular buckshot, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's that's rough, buddy. That is rough.
I mean, the funny thing... Oh, actually, no, never mind.
Oh, I guess.
It's not a chase. I thought for a second it was meant to be a chase variant, but no, like, it was meant to be like a real in-game variant, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
The chase variants count as their own thing, too.
Do they?
Is the weird thing. Yeah, they count towards the level.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they do. Which
So you
is
can tell
very
whether
good
it's-
that... What?
That's interesting.
Yeah, which, you know, we're lucky that Happy Birthday Ben Starcast is a Starcast because it has the same chip as Clear Starcast.
Wait. But you just... So, are you telling me that it was meant to be 59 or 65, or it was meant to be 60 or 65, with the chase variants counted?
Yes.
I've got a picture of
oh.
it in the chat of it saying level 64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you just meant that, like, the chase variants would add... I thought I was going to be like, oh, maybe I could get to level 65 because I have December. No, that's not how it works.
No, yeah. December counts as her own level, I believe.
So, wait, what are the... So that's... The other ones are like Crystal, Starcast, Orange Chain Reaction, and Rock Candy Pinata, right? Is there any others
There's
I'm
Pink
missing?
Barbella as well.
Oh, yeah, that one, right.
I believe that's all of them, though.
So, theoretically, I could get to exactly level 60.
I mean, try it out.
Yeah, I think that's the exact level I could get to. Because I'm missing 4 chase variants and I have every other sensei, so...
I mean, you'd have to play a lot of Imaginators to get to that level, so maybe not.
Yeah.
To be
Like
fair,
a lot.
my Imaginator, it's literally me. It's at max level. I think, honestly, I've played with him enough that he might be eligible for level 60 at this point. I might have to test it out, because I don't know what level he's at right now.
Wait, so I'm guessing that, like, say your Imaginator was at level 60 and that was, like, as far as it could go, and, like, you'd, like, gotten, like, a ton of XP since then, and then it can get up to level 61. It would not it wouldn't instantly go to 61. It would just stay at 60. I'm guessing.
No, actually not.
Yeah, I know for a fact that's not how it works because I have a lot of Imaginators, and whenever I get a new sensei, I put it on. and the level cap goes up, and then some of my Imaginators are just automatically done. So it saves those what the level actually is.
Right, okay, that's really interesting. So like,
you just can't get up there until you have the sensates for it.
So does that mean that there's like some sort of like hidden XP kind of counter? Or
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah,
That's weird.
I think that would be how that works.
I never thought about
I think Imagineers might have had some of the most fun Skylanders movesets.
that. Absolutely. Oh my god, best
Mm.
roster.
Yeah.
I think, like,
Most consistent.
I love the first 3 rosters. Like, I love them to death. They're really cool. I feel like the last 3, obviously trap themes like the less so. As more as it goes on, I feel like they finally started to figure out, like, how do we make, like, super unique and interesting weird bullshit movesets?
I don't want to say, I think at least most Skylanders fans have a case of the, like the Pokemon Gen 1 thing, or it's like you're always going to appreciate the specifically SSA a lot more, followed up by Giants, and then some people swap Force, and then like from Trap Team onwards, it gets a lot blurrier.
Yeah.
Like, I think
like,
if you made a list, like, community-based of the top 50 Skylanders, I wouldn't be surprised if, at least half of them are SSA.
I'm like the complete opposite, honestly. Like, people are like so shocked at me when like I just kind of crap on like most of the SSA roster, but it's just because I just don't find them very fun, and I don't have.
I mean, you started with Swap Force as well, didn't you?
No. I started at the start, and then I went on game by game, and I skipped Superchargers, and I played Superchargers last after Imaginators.
I misremembered. Damn it.
I'm glad I did play it.
My terrible memory couldn't remember 5 years back. Damn it.
Not surprising. I'm glad I did play all the games in order. I mean, not that it matters.
Yeah.
The Skylanders lore doesn't go very deep.
No.
You don't miss anything from playing the games out of order.
Yeah. I feel like the infuriating thing with, like, the Skylanders games lore, because, you know, me as a lore guy, there's, like, some games where they don't, like, try to be connected. Like, the Final Fantasies, for instance, they're all, like, in their own universe. Yeah, they share the same name, but they're, like, in their own universe. They're, like, they do their own thing. The Skylanders games throw all of the previous lore in the face of each other, but still try to say they're in the same universe doing the same things. Bro,
I swear, I'm writing the script for my Studying Skylanders video, right? Which is Spyro right now. Which, by the way, Krypt, is very inspired by your basically series.
I'm honored.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was telling me before that, he was like, I was writing the script and I realized that this is literally just Krypt series, so I think I might have to change it a little bit.
No, I didn't say that. I said that I thought of the idea, and then only after I started writing the script was I like, wait, this is very similar to that series. I didn't even remember that was a possibility. I was just like, I thought I just thought of that idea. But no, I was writing the script and I was like, looking at it, and I saw how they designed Spyro, and they were like, we designed Spyro so you could theoretically make it so you could link Spyro and Cinder back to The Legend of Spyro if you wanted to. Like, they could be the same characters, or they could be new characters. And I'm like, what do you want it to be?
Yeah.
Are they connected? Are they not? You can't just say that they could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of Scott Cawthon just saying one day, oh, I retconned something in FNAF 4. I retconned something in Five Nights at Freddy's. That was actually something he did, by the way. He said he retconned something, but didn't reveal what it was. And now nobody knows.
That would give Matt an aneurysm.
It could be
it
like...
probably has. We've been hearing fucking Robot Matt for the past 2 years. He died.
It could be like an Easter egg in a minigame, or it could be the whole of FNAF 4. We don't know. But either way, it's weird. I want to make a video one day, like, trying to piece together the Skylanders lore. But I don't know where you start. Because it's like...
No, I don't know.
Because, like, you have the main Skylanders games. okay, fair enough. You can even that when you try to piece them together, there's problems, but you can make up explanations for them. Then you have like Academy, which is weird because I know Imaginators is apparently in its own timeline, but like, what are we also gonna say that is Imaginators in that timeline as well? Because they're very similar. Like, I don't know. You could connect them, or is Academy just its own thing completely?
Are you saying Academy and Imaginators are interlinked?
They could.
I think Crash Bandicoot probably retcons that, and that's it.
They seem similar, yeah.
Yeah. Then there's like the 3DS games, which are apparently canon to the main story as well. So
they don't do a whole lot though. You know, like they're just like
side.
Like, you could definitely see them as like just like side stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it wouldn't change much.
And also apparently coming from Gabe, I don't know. You have like apparently Swap Force and Superchargers are in their own timeline, and then the Toys for Bob games are just on their own. And Imaginators might not even be there.
The dev interviews they did around SSA's 10. There was like an ongoing podcast thing for a bit. I haven't listened to all of it just because there's like 15 episodes, I think, of just like different devs. And I'm like, I don't have the time or attention span for that shit.
Yeah.
But I do know like I think the writer, like one of the main writers was like, oh yeah, the Vicarious Visions ones are like separate timeline from the Toys for Bob's ones. Which like...
It's so confusing. Because they all...
Sure. But also, how the fuck do half these characters exist in these other timelines?
That's what I'm saying. The main 6 Skylanders games apparently might take place over 3 different timelines, and all of them reference each other.
At the same time, though, like Swap Force picks up pretty obviously like after Giants.
Yeah.
Because like the Dread Yacht's there, Callie and Hugo are there. You know, like Flynn's going on holiday. I don't know, like, I think that kind of works. But then, like, when Chaos switches halves with Glumshanks...
Yeah, they never explain that. And then Trapped... You can't even connect that to Superchargers, because even Superchargers doesn't explain that.
My whole theory with how that worked, that I made, like, pretty early after that info came out, was just, like, all of the games have happened in all of the timelines. We're just seeing specifically this timeline's version for some reason.
Yeah, but that still doesn't explain the Chaos and Glumshanks swapping halves. Maybe the explanation is that they are officially Swap Force. They are officially swappers now, and they just decided, okay, we'll swap back now.
Yeah, like it does give a little leeway because technically the entirety of Trap Team happened in that universe before we went back to it for Superchargers. But like...
Yeah, because Buzz and Mags are right there.
Yeah.
And like...
We still don't like super know a lot.
Like, even then, it's not hard to really... Because like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, how do you connect Trap Team to Superchargers? It's impossible. You can't do it. Chaos literally gets trapped. The end. There's literally a comic of him escaping the trap.
Yeah, there is a comic for that one.
And then, I know Gabe loves to bring this up so much, but you can also very easily connect Superchargers to Imaginators, because people are like, oh, but Chaos turns good, but in the end he just says, I'm gonna be here until I can find something to help me get my powers back, and then he finds Mind Magic.
Yeah, he literally specifically says in Imaginators, like, now that I have these new powers...
Yeah. I mean, good thing. I mean, I guess good. If they make a Skylander 7, that'll be confusing because is Chaos still in the jar? Which
no, not the jar.
In the jar. That's meme potential.
I just want to say my mind was not dirty when Bowser got put in the jar in the Mario movie, because the first thing I thought when Bowser got put in the jar was I just thought about Chaos in the jar. I didn't even think about the implications. I was just like, haha, Skylanders reference.
To be fair, they also took Bowser out of the jar pretty soon after that.
They did.
He has his weird cage now.
I mean, we don't know what happened to Chaos. Yeah, it's weird. Then you have like all the comics, and you have all the books, and you have like Ring of Heroes, which doesn't exist anymore, but it's still probably worth talking about.
Ring of Heroes was interesting, like how like the Portal Master actually like ended up being in Skylands. Like that was at least fairly interesting.
Yeah. And then it's like,
I liked it actually. I enjoyed it. I did not spend money on it. I literally, I think it's associated a lot with just my high school in general now, just because I spent so much time just having my phone on at high school, just like playing runs in my pocket of like, you know, auto 10 times runs of just that happening. So I would have a bunch of stuff to like actually do stuff with in that game, just because I would have it running constantly.
I regret not playing more Ring of Heroes. Would have been cool to get into that, but
I tried to get you guys into it both times it came out.
we had the Wobbly Guild, and I just didn't want to do anything.
Yeah, and then everyone abandoned me, and I was like, well...
Yeah, I can't remember why, I think at that point when Ring of Heroes happened, we still weren't on the best terms, so we just didn't... You were saying, get into this, and I'm like, bro, dude, I don't care. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Angry Birds
I think
to the bear.
It was really sad for me when Ring of Heroes was dying, because I put like a lot of effort into Ring of Heroes stuff. Like, I don't know, Andre, did I ever tell you about the doc I was working on when Ring of Heroes got closed down?
No.
Well, they had the whole like rune system in that game, right?
Yeah.
So I was like in the middle of working on like an in-depth doc of like what I think would work as like the best runes for every character based on like their moveset and their like strengths and weaknesses and all that.
Oh, damn.
And I spent like hours just like randomly looking at characters and being like, oh, this is what their moveset does, so that could work with like this, this, and this, and then it just fucking died. And I was like, well...
Oh no.
Did anyone genuinely play Battlecast?
That game was like so short-lived. I played it once at some point.
I think the most I heard about Battlecast, like I don't think I ever even touched Battlecast. I don't think it ever interested me. I think the most I've heard about it is like that the characters actively hate you in that game, and I think that's really funny.
I swear, like, couldn't you just not even buy the cards? Couldn't you just like go onto Google a picture of a Battlecast card, then put your phone up to it and scan it, and it would just count it?
That sounds about right.
I think because I think
types of mobile games.
I think I remember playing Battlecast a little bit, and I remember doing that. I was like, oh, that's fun.
I had a when Lego Nexo Knights was a thing, and you know how they're... I think I've told Andre this. I don't know if Krypt knows anything about this. Nexo Knights' whole thing was it like worked with the mobile game because all the like shield power-ups that they would have in like certain sets would have basically like a QR code that you could scan in this app and then like get that ability. And you know, it's literally just a shield with a QR code on it, basically, like a shield that is a QR code. So you could just like, there was just a database that had all of them on it. So I had every shield in that game.
Yeah.
Nexo Knights. Did that have a TV show?
It did, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think I remember like watching like 3 episodes of that on like Cartoon Network.
Yeah. Yeah, it was alright.
It was alright.
Yeah, I remember Battlecast. I specifically remember the Trigger Happy example that I saw of people just like they just don't like you. Cuz you can like tap the characters in that game. And they'll like actively get annoyed about it. If you like tap Trigger Happy enough, he just like straight up fucking threatens you.
Shoots you.
He seems like he's about to.
Damn. Yeah. I don't know. Me, the Skylanders lore is so confused. And then I don't know anything about Legend of Spyro, so I don't even know where to begin linking that into Skylanders.
I think like the end of Legend of Spyro sort of leads like decently into this game, from what I understand.
Like, so.
I'm fairly certain that rendition of Spyro and spoilers for this game, at least to my knowledge, I'm fairly certain they both die.
Oh.
Goddamn.
And like the end of the game is they're like ghosts flying around. And the whole thing is like their planet fucking exploded, so it is like a bunch of floating islands now that just still have an atmosphere somehow.
I
So
do
like
feel like wasn't Spyro already kind of floating islands though?
it was, yeah. So it could also be like saying, "Oh, yeah, this connects to the original games," rather than trying to connect to something that didn't exist yet. But it could also connect to Skylanders through that same reasoning of like, "Oh, at the end of this game, it becomes floating islands."
You
know?
Yeah.
On the topic of Skylanders mobile games, I have to say that like the thing that I'm most proud of is that I still have a working copy of Trap Team on the iPad.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
I don't know anyone that's like anyone else that still has that.
I
Probably-
have- I have Creator.
I had Superchargers running on my old phone for a bit, but my old phone was fucking stinky, and if I tried hard enough, I could literally pull it apart. So
Jesus.
Goddamn.
yeah, it's not like the old phone that had Creator on it, Andre. It was like the old one.
Oh.
And I like literally hold on, I can grab this right now. It's over here.
I can just imagine his phone here and that Gabe could pull it apart if he tried. Like that's like the most threatening
forgot how
thing you could
small
say
this
to a
thing is.
phone.
Just like grows like mechanical arms and strangles him.
Like this dinky ass thing. Look how small it is compared to this.
How could you play anything on that?
Yeah, I don't know. But
Apart from like Angry Birds.
yeah,
Oh. Yeah, I took
yeah, I can literally just take the fucking screen off if I really wanted to.
I took a screenshot. I'll edit it into the video.
God damn.
I would actually be completely fine, by the way, if they ported the 3DS games to Switch.
Oh yeah.
Good. I know that a lot of people would want the main games. Obviously, I want the main games, but I think the 3DS games, I think they're good in their own way. I've only played a bit of the first of SSA, and it's good.
I have a 3DS. So
Yeah.
I haven't.
Considering they're exclusive to one console, while the main games are like playable on basically everything. Like, I think you should make them like readily available. Especially, I think if you're gonna make a Skylanders 7 or Skylanders remake or something at any point, I think you should making the 3DS games to garner interest would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think also like how I've mentioned this to you, Andre, as I've mentioned a lot of things to you.
You have. Oh Jesus, my computer.
But like if they were to do like a Skylanders remaster, you could honestly do like a mixture of how like this would specifically be for like a Switch version because that's the only one I care about. You could do like a mixture of how the like console games work and how the 3DS games would work, where you could like obviously you could like hook the portal into like the Switch dock and you know play it like a normal game, but if you're wanting to do like handheld, you could do it like if you wanted to make it the extra challenge, because I still think this is a really interesting way to do it, you could do it how like SSA and Giants 3DS do it, where you can like when you're going on handheld, you just put like 2 or 3 characters in there, and then that's like your roster for that. And like maybe they could expand that so you could have like 1 per element that you just like scan in there, and that's just like your crew when you're on handheld.
I think Spyro's Adventure can only actually have 2 at a time.
Yeah.
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 Spyro's Adventure has 2. I don't know how many Giants has.
I think Giant has 2 as well, actually.
Yeah, which like I said, I think that's like a really interesting like way to do it. Obviously, they could just like expand upon that a bit, and obviously you could just have it as well how Swap Force and Trap Team 3DS work, where you just have the whole roster.
Yeah.
I
But
think
the SSA and Giants way is cooler.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I don't know what the software drafting version is, But I think what Imaginators was going for could have worked, and like it could have been really good if they had not made it a literal line, which takes, if you want to get to a Skylander at the beginning, you're gonna be waiting like a literal like 1 or 2 minutes to get there.
They should have kept like the classic collection menu. You know, like with like
Yeah,
I know, that's what I was gonna
how-
say. If you like changed it to the collection menu that's just there, it's literally right there, then it's like cool, I can just navigate to an element, I can pick a specific Skylander or a variant of that Skylander and just play as it. Cool. That's great.
I think that is how Swap Force and Trap Team works. Was it literally you can just go into the collection screen and switch?
That's better. That's a lot better.
For Swap Force and Trap Team, like the bottom screen, it was like the bottom screen was basically always just the elements, and then you could just tap it, and yeah, like it was like really quick and easy to do.
Interesting.
Trap Team 3DS is not a good game though, gonna be honest.
I have been told that it is at best mediocre.
Can you even play as the villains?
No, but there no.
Great. Okay, great.
I mean, like, okay, so like technically, no, you can't, right? So basically, like, there is still the villains, and after you defeat a villain, you have the ability to send it in like an assist trophy in Smash, where like it kind of like jumps in and like, or like a magic item, you know, like you send it in and it like attacks some enemies and then it leaves. So it's not the same thing, but it's better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah.
But there actually isn't there isn't a single villain in Trap Team that's in the 3DS version. Like they're all completely different. Which is weird. I don't know why they did that.
You think Dream Sheep could be the Magic Doomlander, theoretically?
That would be a neat thing. That would be a neat plot twist.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point, like the community's kind of sees Pinata as like the magic, like official Magic Doom Raider, which makes sense.
Some people see Pinata. I know some people, even though he's not a magic element, some people just see Chaos as the stand-in.
I suppose so. Yeah.
I think that's what he was like originally supposed to be, but then they made him his own element. I think that's how the story goes.
Because we like money.
Yeah. Me personally, I see Pinata. Pinata makes more sense.
He is the boss at the end of like the magic level in Ring of Heroes.
Yeah.
So
I think his whole, from what I remember, as the one who played it, his whole thing was he like wasn't one yet, so he just kind of follows them around in hopes to become one eventually.
Right.
Yeah. Which I mean, I guess, he did become a sensei in the end, so that almost worked.
His whole thing in Ring of Heroes is like, maybe if I beat the shit out of you, they'll finally, think I'm cool. And also, side note, he was one of like the hardest bosses generally. He was one of like the big roadblocks and the harder difficulties of the second version. So.
Well, he's trying his best. I appreciate that. Imagine a world where Mesmerelda was the Magic Doom Raider. That would have been so.
That would have been great. Because I think they should have. You had Chompy Mage as like the one from Giants. If you wanted to go with one from Swap Force, just Mesmerelda was right
like,
there.
You have Chaos, you have Chompy Mage.
Yeah. Well, Chaos kind of had a cheat code. Chaos, but also like what other villains were there in SSA?
Yeah, like
that was like
SSA didn't really have any other big like
Stone Golem
main villains.
Stone Golem. Finally.
I mean, Octavius.
There's like the ones from the adventure packs, like Octavius, Vathek.
Vathek, he could have been a dark villain. That would have been cool.
That would have been neat. And Dreadbeard. Get out of Dreadbeard, theoretically. He would have been a cool trappable villain.
I mean, Dreadbeard, I think it's funny that the racing mode genuinely had more, like, appreciation for past villains than Trap Team did.
Yeah.
I mean, Noodles. Even Noodles came back. Oh, no, he was in Trap Team as well, though.
He was. Wait, was Noodles in Superchargers Racing?
Yes. I'm pretty sure he was.
He was?
So. Yeah, Noodles, Chill Bill, Gulper, they're all like you couldn't play as them, but they were there.
Well, they're like
Oh,
NPCs or something.
And like they were like people that you'd race against during like the villain races, but you could never actually use them.
Oh, that's kind of lame. I would have liked to.
Yeah, I was really confused because, as Andre knows, I have my list of characters, and I was like, did I miss something?
No, don't worry.
Really strange that Noodles is in Trap Team but isn't trappable.
Yeah, he's just like, he's the main villain of that level too, and
Yeah.
instead of like letting
would he
him
do,
be trappable, there's just some like random fuck all bozos just around.
It's also really strange that you can trap the Bone Chompy in base game, but you have to get the Mirror of Mystery to trap normal Chompy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Trap Team was my favorite Skylanders game. In terms of villain selection, it was really weird. There are no Cyclopses, I don't think, in general.
No,
Like,
oh, that's true. No,
Oh shit, you're right.
There is some Cyclops enemies in the Sunscraper Spire, but
Yeah.
there's no villains.
There's no Dro. There's no were there Archeans? Was there an Archean villain?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I guess that's fine because there are a lot of Archean Skylanders, but there weren't any Spellpunks. I would have loved to play as a Spellpunk or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
what
know
the
why
hell?
that was. Like, my guess is that the Spellpunks didn't have enough like personality to them, and that's why they made like Broccoli Guy in replacement and Rage Mage in replacement. You know. But
Yeah.
that's just a guess.
And
Oh,
then they immediately after put in fucking Spell Slams and made him playable in racing. So he's not in racing, but he's in the racing mode.
Spell Slam.
You know what I mean?
I wish Spell Slams was introduced in Trap Team. I would have loved to play as him, like outside of a car.
Yes. Spell Slams are so fucking cool.
He is. Like, I think Spell Slamser and Mesmeralda are the two villains that definitely should have been playable in Trap Team. I know Spell Slamser came later, but I'm gonna lump him in anyway.
Yeah.
My favorite villain in general that's not trappable is probably Drillex, but I don't see how you could make him trappable, so I don't blame them.
I mean,
Yeah,
they
I
added
don't know
Ridley to
how
Smash,
Drillex would really
so
work.
Yeah.
If they can add Ridley to Smash, they can add Drillex.
I think if Drillex was just the same size as everyone, he'd look kind of stupid.
That'd be
Yeah,
hilarious.
because
though.
like, does he have like a lower body?
He has like little tiny legs, I swear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's basically just like a torso with legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where's my boy Shellshock? I know he showed up in Imagineers.
Oh yeah, Shellshock would be awesome.
He's also showed up in Superchargers.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
the arena.
one of the things I'd be most excited about if they did a Giants remake would be to see Drillex finally realized in HD.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because that's the thing. I know that I've heard some. Do you remember when the fake leak went around? Not the Skylander 7 one, but the one that even Blitzwinger covered, where he talked about Skylanders remastered trilogy.
Oh yeah.
That one was already weird because it's like, why would they remaster Swap Force?
Exactly, that's what I keep saying.
Swap
keep
Force
saying that.
to this day looks beautiful. There's no reason to remaster it with updated graphics. I genuinely don't know how you could update them anymore. Unless-
I feel like
Unless you made it like
They're-
look uber realistic, but
You could like upscale the resolution a little bit, but
Yeah,
but that's
I
not
feel
remastered.
like-
That's just like Swap Force
Yeah.
HD.
exactly.
I feel like they could just like throw it in there and like tweak it a bit just to be like it's a trilogy. You know?
They could, but you couldn't. All I'm saying is you couldn't remaster it.
Mm.
I don't think you could remaster Swap Force. It's just not a thing.
I mean, you know, they can always surprise you.
I think Swap Force to this day might be the best looking of the Skylanders games.
Superchargers
Yeah.
for me. I think Superchargers takes the cake.
Superchargers also looks very good. Yeah.
Swap
Like,
Force.
some of like the shots
Yeah.
in Superchargers are so cinematic, like inside and outside of levels. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really good.
Supercharged also does look really good, but yeah. I think Swap Force to me just it does like I have gripes with Swap Force, but its presentation is beautiful.
Mhm.
My biggest gripe with Swap Force is probably like when you're trying to fight an enemy and then they go into that purple shield mode and they stay there for like 5 seconds like that and it's like, oh, I just can't hit you now. That's awesome.
Yeah, they did some weird stuff in specifically Swap Force with combat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Swap Force is really easy to cheese.
Yeah.
Swap Force really felt like they were trying to reboot Skylanders in a little way.
I still find it so mad that like Giants came out only a year before Swap Force and they just look completely different. Like from like different timelines. You know, like different generations.
I don't really understand. I'm gonna bring this up here. I don't understand the argument of Giants could have been Spyro's Adventure DLC. I think they're different. Like they definitely are very similar, but I think they're different enough, and Giants has enough in it to warrant being its own thing. Maybe like the fact that it's on the Dread Yacht, and that I love the Dread Yacht. That might be just nostalgia. It doesn't have much to do as a hub world. It's a very small place. It has a lot of rooms, but
it's nice and compact, though, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like it is one of those things where like it's just enough where if like now obviously people say, oh, it could have just been DLC, and if it was DLC, people would have just been like, why wasn't this just a new game?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like it has enough content where it would be in that like limbo gray area either way.
Especially considering that it even included the SSA Adventure Packs, which was very, very cool of them.
Oh yeah, it did. I completely fucking forgot about that.
In Swap Force, they just didn't care. They just didn't care. And then the new did the
I mean,
every game
to be
after.
fair, that is an entirely different developer. So
I guess, and probably an entire different engine, so they would have to...
Yeah, the fact that any of the old characters worked at all is kind of already surprising considering the different developers.
I remember the moment that sold
that's
me.
A good point.
The moment that sold me on Swap Force's presentation, especially, was I think they had like they showed like Krusher, and Krusher looked so good. He like fully like you could see all of his details, and he looked genuinely so menacing.
They took no shortcuts.
They did. It's
one of the things for me that like, if Giants was a DLC, like it would just be really jarring because one of like the biggest differences between Giants and Spyro's Adventure is like just like the level design and like the level structure. Because like Spyro's Adventure has like barely no depth to it. You know, like it's basically all just like on like a flat plane. Whereas like Giants, you know, like you go up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think it's like a massive step up in terms of
yeah, Spyro's Adventure feels like because it was like basically a dungeon crawler originally.
Yeah.
So it feels the most like it's trying to be a dungeon crawler game, where it's like, oh, Giants, we can, you know, experiment a little bit with like level design and like what we can do with like different areas, and like you fall down here or you know, bounce pad up here. And then Swap Force, obviously, they went full in on like platforming a little bit with, you know, jumping. But
what's your guys' favorite hub world in this kind of game?
That's a tough one, honestly. I probably would have to go with the Dread Yacht. I think Trap Team's hub world would be my favorite if you weren't so damn slow. Because it's like way too big. But like,
they do have the teleporter.
I mean, they do have the teleporter.
Yeah, I guess so.
Trap Team is my favorite part. I mean, that's also biased because Trap Team is just my favorite game. But I love just going along the game, new stuff getting added, getting legendary treasures, and figuring out where they are on the academy. Checking out just like all the different characters around the academy and the different activities they have for you.
Yeah, I think like I like the Dread Yacht and I like the Ruins, but I think Trap Team's sort of like progression aspect, like the SSA definitely had this with like obviously just the core itself. And the fact that like a few new places would get unlocked, you know, every like section of levels you would do. The fact that like the academy like actually grows in like size and there's like more to do, and it feels like an actual place. Because like the Ruins, they, you know, did their growing and you would get the NPCs that were like important to the story, and you would like meet them during the story, and they would say their thing. And obviously, I know it's not going to be like, you know, an actual place that a bunch of random people are visiting, because it's the ruins of basically where a nuke fell. But like, it still felt like a weird, desolate place where it's like the only people here are here because you need them to be here. Academy felt the most like you were building it up, and just like random people would show up that you've never met before just to be here. And you're just like, oh, cool. There's this person I've never met before who's at this place that like I helped build.
And then even some of you have met before, like just Brock shows up and is like, yo.
Yeah, Brock's just fucking there for some reason.
And another underrated aspect of the academy is the legendary treasures. I like how they can kind of like show up in the hub world.
They do. Cool. That's something Superchargers kind of expanded on, with like actually having them placeable. Yeah. I kind of liked having them more just appear in the natural surroundings, but I can appreciate what Superchargers was going for.
Yeah, I feel like Superchargers, its hub world is obviously like, honestly, its hub world might be like the worst one, just straight up.
Oh,
maybe
it could.
But like, I mean, Imaginator's rendition of Academy is definitely the worst.
Oh yeah, if we're not taking the rest, if we're not taking the rest of the MAP into account, then yes, there's just the Academy and Imaginators is awful. There's barely anything to do.
Yeah. But like the Superchargers Academy being small makes sense.
It does, but yeah.
Because the whole thing is, it is literally on the move the entire time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true actually. Like they didn't really convey that enough, I don't think, because like a lot of time I just forget that it is meant to be moving.
Yeah, it's like the first level. Obviously, you steal the ship and you connect it to the academy, and I think they're like the beginning of the actual story part of Bandit Train when they like abduct Mags is they hit the ship and like stop you from moving, which is when they attack.
And then there's also like the Sky Eater showing up and them having to pull away, and then Glumshank's doing his sacrifice.
Oh, God.
Yes.
R.I.P.
I wish.
How did he survive? What?
I genuinely don't know.
How on earth?
I don't know.
Or something. He must be a god.
I can't even remember what the excuse. Doesn't like Pandagast just say, "Oh, we found this troll dude"? It's like, why? How? Where?
I think it's like from the very random bullshit I remember, because like obviously Supercharged is my favorite game. I'm not going to defend this part. He should have just died there. But I think one of the things they were trying to say is it like opened up a lot of Rift like related things, because obviously you're going through the Rift, which is a whole one thing. I think it was saying like the Sky Eater opened up a lot of like Rift storms, and so he just got like caught in one of those while going towards the Sky Eater, and then ended up over there because Rift bullshit. Which like still, it's like I feel like that excuse is still like, oh no, I got shot at point blank. Luckily, the bullet, deflected from my brain 2 millimeters from it.
Thank God. No, I think if there's one thing you should know, I mean, I hate fake out deaths in general anywhere. It can work. You can make it work, but it has to be built up. You can't just have a character die and then instantly come back. Because then
that's true. Like,
it's so boring.
Even a level in between. Or was it
there wasn't. No, it's like you have the cutscene and then the literal them talking afterwards. They're like, "Oh, Glumshanks, he's still there."
He literally fucking. This like section of the game, because I've played this game a number of times, too many times. This one specifically. What happens is like he'll die, he'll quote unquote die, and then they'll be like, "Oh, Glumshanks, he was the greatest of us. He was so good. He did that for us. We were right to trust him all along." And then fucking Pendergast rolls up and is like, "Hey, look, we have a troll."
Also,
Yeah.
I just want to say I really do not care about Pandagast in general.
I feel.
I like him in
Pendergast
Supercharged
feels like a
Racing.
character I shouldn't care about, and I don't care about him. He. I feel like he's not meant to be a character you're like, oh, super latch onto. He's just some guy that's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're annoying, and then move on.
Yeah, it's
He
like
works in Supercharged Racing though.
Yeah.
yeah, if you have Pandagast as your favorite NPC, I'm sorry to say you're probably a boring person. I'm sorry,
if you have
but
Pendergast as your favorite NPC, you better not invite me to a garage sale because I'm not coming.
it's like
Say how it is.
I don't know. I think Trap Team has the best. I would probably argue Superchargers has the worst.
The MAP is actually growing on me.
Yeah,
Especially just like the fast movement speed as well. I really appreciate that.
like don't get me wrong, it's very easy to hate on everything Imaginators does.
Yeah.
But you have to also admire that it does some good things. Like, we admire the roster, we admire the character creation in general, and we can admire the MAP, because they tried doing something different. And you know what? I can appreciate it. I think it's good.
The MAP just has a lot of, like... I feel like the only problem I have with the MAP is a lot of the, like, you know, oh, look at these random secrets you can find. I feel like they should have more in them, if that makes sense.
Meaning?
Because there's a lot of, like, random little islands you can find that are just, like, floating around randomly, and they have nothing on them.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow.
Then that's
everything's super far away now. That's nice.
That's just the secret Rat Kingdom level, and that doesn't even count as a level.
Yeah,
Oh,
what
I
the
forgot
fuck is
about
the
that,
Rat
yeah.
Kingdom?
I
I
forgot about
genuinely, like, I don't know what to classify it as.
I don't even like when you do a Skylanders Nuzlocke, do you technically have to count it because it's a level? I don't know.
Well, isn't it one of the isn't it also like a cake part quest? Or is it not? I'm not sure.
The Rat Kingdom, I don't know if you can get actual, like, cake parts from the Rat Kingdom, because you're not required to go down there. At any point ever.
Yeah.
The cake parts are basically like a way to use all of those random side areas that are just around the map. That also just get re-unlocked when you beat the game, and then Brain just tells you to deal with like a sequence of like 10 missions that you can do in a random order, and it'll give you like 2 of them, and you have to choose one of those 2.
I forgot his name is just Brain.
Yeah, they didn't feel like it that day.
That is shocking. That's truly shocking. Like,
I think
same with like the abandoned amusement park.
I think I think when you really look at it, the best part of the Skylanders Imaginators hub world is the battle arena. The battle arena is very fun.
Yeah.
It's something that's so easy
some
to
more
pick.
enemies though.
Yeah, it could have made it a bit more unique, like it just really used every enemy that's in the game. But
yeah,
there are some enemies that
all of the Superchargers enemies at their disposal, and they only use like half of them.
Yeah.
I fucking... It's so funny to me, the arena, because I've played the arena so much, because that's just, like, how I level, like, Imaginators characters up, just generally. Like, that's how I just do all of them, is that arena. And I think it's so funny that, like, the first enemy that falls down, I know exactly what is gonna fall down. Like, I know pretty much all of the waves.
I know that there's a wave that said a percussion pounder, some chompies, and a life spell punk.
Yes, that's one of them. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a classic. And like the free fire spell punks.
It's actually 4.
Oh.
Damn. Well, that was close.
Fun fact about that one, it's 4 until you kill one of them, and then another one comes down, so it's technically 5. And that one can shoot you as soon as it spawns at the top, and then it falls down.
Oh god. The more you know.
Yeah, it's... I hate that one, because they give, like, no fucking XP, too.
Yeah.
I think it's a shame that the Cake Park Quest arenas, you can never, like, do battle arenas with those like environments, you know, like with the force fields that kind of like push you away, or like the. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The brain can give you those.
Oh.
If he chooses the arena, on the off chance he chooses the arena, one of those will show up instead of the main arena.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I know too much about this game that I don't particularly like.
It's a curse.
Imagine it had some good things. I wish they had kept a lot of the like. It would have been cool to have that arena and then also have like Brock show up and give you some things to do.
Yeah.
It feels like Brock wasn't in Superchargers, so they just couldn't be bothered making him in Imaginators.
Yeah. I feel like whatever was in Superchargers defined what was in Imaginators models-wise a lot of the times.
Yeah. I do like how Imaginators did carry over the racing. That was quite cool of them.
And I had all the DLC as well.
Yeah, it was just kind of in there.
Wait, really? Does Imaginators just have all the trophy stuff?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Apart from the villain stuff, though.
Yeah, it like the actual villains as characters, I think you need the trophies for, but it has the maps, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's got the maps.
That's neat, yeah. Right, so funnily enough, we've been going for 2 hours and about to hit 11 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Fun time.
Yeah, was a fun time. We really only, like, our list was made up of 4 things. And we were like, we can probably stretch this out. And we we talked about 2 of them.
I mean, we pulled up, like, one of the actual topics, but I feel like we just naturally talked about...
Yeah, it was
like,
good.
a lot of things. We just went into it.
Yeah.
You know what? Congrats to us. That's very big for us.
Yeah, that was quite good. But to be fair, you could probably put me talking about Skylanders and Nintendo for like a good while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very.
We gotta hang out with you more often. You're epic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're in Wobbly Plane. If you ever want to join us, we're usually there most days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Right. Well. I guess that's why we're gonna end the podcast.
Can I hear what the other 2 topics were?
The other 2 topics, we were gonna ask about YouTube. We were gonna talk a little bit more about that, and we were gonna ask about other interests like movies and stuff like that, shows, just things like that.
Oh well.
Oh well, we're gonna have to save up for
we
part.
talked so much about Nintendo being stupid. We didn't get to talk about them.
We're gonna have to save that for part 2.
Stay tuned, fellas.
Stay tuned. Yes.
The only one who gets 2 episodes.
I would do a second episode with like Crash and Ignite. The only reason I don't say join is because I talk to him daily anyway. So it's like, we basically like with Crash and Ignite, I barely talk to them ever. So it's like, yeah, it would be cool to see because with Crash, has it been like 2 or 3 years since the podcast? Since his podcast?
That was in 2020. So.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, something I noticed, just randomly while we're talking about it, we pin, everyone's first message when they first get into this group chat, all of our guests. And if you look at it, you see we have one for every year that we've been doing this.
Yeah, God.
Oh, that's crazy. I love how mine is Schmooze time.
We have 4 episodes, and we've had one for each year.
I almost
4 episodes over 4 years.
Technically 5, but one of them is like cheating.
Yeah, one of them was I had to do a school project, and one of the things I could do was a podcast, and I was like, "Hey, Andre, it'd be really funny if we took our podcast and made it this project."
What about if you just made like a 9-hour podcast and like your poor teacher had to like sit through it all?
It would have been funny if we just had a guest onto that podcast anyway. They just listened to the book report.
Yeah.
That's also I just realized Julian didn't make his 5-minute cameo.
Hold on, we need to add him.
Alright,
Hold on.
we gotta get.
What's going on?
Basically, Julian is the third. Yeah, Julian is our cousin and is the third host of Schmooze, but he actually only has like a maximum of 5 minutes every podcast because he just doesn't show
Well,
up.
that's fun.
So
That's a fun little.
so every episode, he's had he's had like a 5 minute or less cameo.
Yeah.
I think
Literally, the Jordan one, we added him while he was at school to ask if the One Piece was real.
Yeah,
and then he left.
And then he said yes, the One Piece is real, and then left. That was like a 10-second cameo.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just an excuse to us so we can have Julian on, still be on the thumbnail.
Let's go!
Yeah.
There he
I
is.
made Elden Ring boss fight, but
You're fighting an Elden Ring boss fight? That's crazy. Yeah.
Made it.
How are you, Julian? We were outroing, but then we remembered that you hadn't made your cameo yet, so.
Oh my god.
The Elden Ring experience.
So does it have
Real.
to be like specifically 5 minutes long?
No. It's the last one was 10 seconds.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is already
He
enough.
just needs
5
to be in
minutes
the
is the
video
max.
so he can be on the thumbnail.
I can't remember how long the Crash or the Ignite ones were, but
well, I showed up for like a minute, maybe.
I think you showed up for like 3 minutes or something for the Crash one. I don't remember how long you showed up for the Ignite one. I don't remember much that happened during the Ignite one. Like
I don't remember what much that happened during most of them.
like Ignite's a very cool guy, and I love talking to him, but I don't remember much of what we talked about.
Yeah.
We
To be
should.
fair, it was like 2 years ago, so.
Yeah, true. The only reason we don't do more videos with Ignite is just because he's a very busy man.
He's a busy man, he's got university.
And also, I have no video ideas. Or like video ideas that involve multiple people. Like I've been wanting to
You
like.
better tell me you don't have multiple video ideas when you have that long ass list sitting in my pins in my DMs right now.
No. But like I've wanted to do like Skylanders series with other SkyTubers and like reach out. I just don't have any ideas. The most I have is like a Soul Link idea, but that's like just copying Gabe and Ignite at that point, or Demigod.
How
Yeah,
about
I
you do,
had an idea of like a 3-way Soul Link, and I was gonna get I don't know if Krypt remembers this because he never actually responded to it. I sent him like a thing years ago about it because I had like the idea of we get like me, him, and Ignite in like a 3-way Soul Link somehow as like the OG 3.
Wait, I didn't respond to that.
I don't think you
remember
did.
that. I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
was like, damn.
I mean, we could always do a 3-way Soul Link with us if Ignite doesn't want to.
That was also the one I had the idea for. I had 2 of them. We had me and you and Demigod, and then I had me and Krypt and Ignite because I was like, those are the 2 I like got into the community. with. I think
we have a 5-way Soul Link with everyone. Or we have
That'd be interesting.
an entire wobbly plane Soul Link. Now that gets
Oh,
views.
God.
Now that will get the views. Like a 20-way Soul Link.
Oh.
Can you imagine just everyone talking over each other and then someone's just like, guys, stop! I lost someone. And everyone's like, fuck!
God damn it!
I'd be down for that, honestly. That sounds great.
That sounds fucking awesome. Yeah.
Make it happen.
Alright, we're gonna have to talk about this idea. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for a Wobbly Gang Soul Link.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
heard it here first.
Yeah. Breaking news. Right. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please delete. I'm having a Gabe moment. Hang on, I'm having a Gabe moment. Give me a sec.
Great outro.
Please do leave a like and subscribe to obviously the Wobbly Gang channel where you're watching this on right now. My channel, that'd be pretty neat. Gabe's channel, he's very cool. Obviously, Krypt's channel. Although I'm pretty sure if you're subscribed to Krypt, you're probably subscribed to. If you're subscribed to me and Gabe, you're probably subscribed to Krypt.
Yeah, if you're watching this on the Wobbly Gang channel, the one with like 48 subs, and
Yeah.
you're not subscribed to Krypt, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I am not. I was watching one of his videos yesterday. I gave him a year.
Like if Krypt, Krypt, if you plug this video, I'm sure 99% of the views on this video will be exclusively from you and not from us.
I'll plug
I
it.
think our most viewed video is the fucking Crash video.
That would
just
be-
because
yeah.
Crash like, posted it on Twitter.
That would be sick because I'm gonna throw some shade here. Ignite never plugged his video and it still hasn't got many views because of it.
How dare you?
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. I messaged Ignite to plug it and everything, and he didn't respond, and he never plugged it. That's right.
Wow.
damn.
And Jordan never plugged it either. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Did I plug everyone?
Yes.
I guess
yes.
subscribe to Julian. He doesn't make videos
Yeah.
anymore. But
Watch his
I
food
do.
group rap.
do you make videos
I
still?
made a. Well, not really, but last time I posted was like a month or two ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Do I not have notifications on or something?
Oh.
Am I being exposed as a bad
Oh, dear.
cousin?
I don't feel
We're ignoring that I didn't know this either. Ooh.
Gabe,
Alright.
you watched them.
Did
Right.
I?
Okay.
Renice, it was 4 months ago. The last 3 videos were 4 months ago. And then
That's a bit different.
the last 3 videos were 4 months ago, and then the one before that was 2 years ago. Oh, I can't say anything. My last 2 videos were 1 month ago. Then
Yeah, I can't say anything especially. I don't know when.
Oh
that
my
last
God.
one was.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna stay quiet here. I think.
Yeah, I was looking.
Yeah, Mr. Consistent Man with. Hold on, let me look up Krypt Krusher so I know how many things he has. I don't know.
No, he has 23k last time I checked today.
I watched the Bowser video.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
I haven't watched a lot of it
Shade on
recently
that.
just because I've gotten out of watching Skylanders content because I think I've played the game so much that like it's harder for me to just like watch content about it. But I gotta get back into your channel because
Yeah.
you are really freaking cool.
Okay, Gabe, your last 3 videos were 3 months ago, then 4 months ago, then 8 months ago. That was 4 videos in a row.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The thing with Gabe is I'm gonna expose him for this. He has a lot. I'm gonna expose both of us for this. We both have a lot of videos sitting on the back burner, but we just don't upload.
Oh yeah.
It's bad. It's really bad because some of them require like a tiny bit of editing. Some of them don't require editing, and we just don't get off our asses and upload them. It's a bad habit.
What do I have on here? Ignoring the like 7 Pokemon Lock episodes. Yeah, I have a video from the first day of Splatoon 3.
Yeah. For my biggest regret was probably not capitalizing on the success of my top 10 most wanted things in Skylanders 7. Because that video
Yeah.
blew up, and then I just didn't really do anything afterwards.
We've been working on something for like the last like year and a half.
It hasn't actually been a year and a half. When did I upload that
It's been
video?
a good minute.
I mean, I know that it's been a while, because when I uploaded that video, I moved into my house not too
Yeah.
long ago.
I don't know. I picked the number it felt like. It's probably less than that, but
It probably is. I'm looking for it. Where the hell is it? There it is. It was during when we were recording Mario Maker still.
damn, that is a long time ago.
Yeah, it was May 29th, 2022. Not that long. Not a year and a half. Like a year and a month.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, finally. Okay, sorry. I've been fighting this
Go.
boss for like 6 hours.
Jesus.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring mode.
Okay.
Right, we were outroing. I was just actually waiting for Julian to finish the boss so he could have that moment on video.
Yeah.
Capture the time
Just like
forever.
when we got fucking crashed to 7K subscribers. We
Oh
had
my
to keep the video rolling.
Yeah, I had to get a title for the video.
I think it's physically impossible for us to actually end this, so we may as well just keep going.
Just keep going. The,
We
vid-
should have been live streaming this, man.
the podcast is 5 hours long. Alright, thank you guys for watching. We will see you next time. Bye!
Have a good one.